Oh, fuck me. What a fucking day. Hey, Dionysus. Throw me a wine.
Getcha.
Let me tell you. So, earlier, I turned myself into a goose, and I was fucking this broad, right? And she's super into it. The ladies love geese with big human cocks, okay? That's like they got the lightning bolt. I got the lightning bolt thing kicking. So there's lightning in the storm outside while we're fucking goose boning, you know? And then her boyfriend comes in, he kicks me. He's like, get out of here, goose. You know, and I'm thinking, like, what do I gotta do to that guy? I gotta curse him or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Hey, what's up, guys?
Poseidon.
What's up?
What do you think? What do I do to this fucking guy?
What I missed the story. What happened?
So I turned into a goose and I was fucking this broad, right?
Yeah.
Smoke show.
Yeah, absolute babe. Babe-erino. Babe and a half.
All right.
Okay? And old enough for Grecian standards at this particular time period. I'm Zeus.
Yeah, I don't care.
So we're goose honking.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's making that noise. She loved it. A lot of good lightning going on in the background because I do the lightning thing. And we're goose boning, right? And I'm getting real close to, you know, the big quack. If you get my drift.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend comes home. He kicks me off of her. Right? And I'm thinking, like, I should probably kill his whole family or something.
Make his kids.
You wanna make his kids? I'm not doing that.
Give him alcoholism.
Alcoholism. I can do that. What if I turned him into a goose and then had like a bull person fuck him?
Like a minotaur?
I got some minotaurs.
Nice.
We got minotaurs backed up.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna be no help here. That fucker Odysseus got close to his house again, so I had to do a whole thing today.
Do a whole fucking thing here, huh?
Put him back out to sea for a while.
For like 20 years that guy's been out there.
Probably, yeah, it's fine. When he gets back, all his kids are gonna be.
Why do you not just kill him?
I'm on a thing lately. I'm just giving everyone kids with mental disabilities. I'm going through a hard time, guys. Do you know when the last time I got laid was?
Oof. We get there.
By not a dolphin. I want to specify by not a dolphin.
Been a minute?
There's plenty of fish in.
You see?
Fish in you.
You listen. Everybody likes to say that to old Poseidon. No, there's plenty of fish in the sea. I don't want fish, damn it. At least you get to be a goose and bang. You know what? I'm not going to get. I came here to just relax.
This intro's fucking terrible. So anyway, what I'm saying is we should probably afflict this guy with some sort of a mental illness. What do you think? Any suggestions?
Melancholy?
Melancholia? I could do that.
Give him too much bile.
Oh, bile thing would be good, right? Like with black bile, yellow bile.
If you're not going to do
maybe a phlegm thing.
If you're not going to do the handicapped kids thing, give him bile.
Make him impotent.
Impotency is good. I can make him impotent and then also give him delirious visions of the future that no one will believe and then also fuck with his bile.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can turn him into a goose and then fuck him.
Game.
Hey, Ares. I don't want to talk to that guy.
He's always so angry.
Okay, that's fine. Terrible intro.
Whatever, I'll fix it up.
Welcome back, everybody, to Delete Everything Podcast, our padded room full of intellectually disabled children who have had the lost, forgotten, omitted, and deleted histories shocked out of their brains. But we are we're waiting for when they get discharged to just hand it right back to them. I'm Patrick Wall. With me, as always, my co-host
Riley Bowen.
And in the studio today, we've got a special guest with us, our friend Jerry Lambert, who say hi, Jerry.
How you doing? My name is Jerry. Award-winning art director and designer, work in Los Angeles, California, and I'm stoked to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah.
Jerry is potentially going to become the newest part of the. I think we've hinted at this in past episodes, maybe just Patreons. Potentially going to be part of the Delete Everything team.
What?
To help? Oh,
You didn't tell me. An award-winning art director.
Yeah, animating design stuff for you. So
yeah.
My father was an animator.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love that.
I'll talk about that later.
Small
So
world.
Jerry's gonna help us start getting some video stuff off the ground, and we've got some animation ideas too that we gotta run with a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to do, Jerry, with his award-winning art direction, is going to do dick jokes for us.
It pays the bills, keeps the lights on.
Did anybody tell? Nobody told him, huh? So sign up for the Delete Everything Patreon.
So we can pay our art director and make Drew real mad because he'll be like, what? I got skipped?
Yeah, it's on the house.
Year and a half of back pay with interest.
Oh, goodness.
Carry the one.
All right. This week we are discussing the history of psychology, psychiatric.
So originally this episode was going to be about mental institutions specifically.
Yes.
We mentioned that we made this reference, I think, on a previous episode. A friend of ours says like an insult that there he says like, hey, it's going to take 3 semesters for you to even be able to argue with me on this topic, right? So when I started researching mental institutions, I realized that there was so much background history attached to psychiatric health throughout the ages all across the world.
Sure.
That I kind of dedicated this whole episode just to the history of psychiatric institutions, psychiatric health.
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
And then we'll have a part 2 coming up with...
Which is just tortures and horror.
With modern psychiatric institutions.
Just fucking zap, zap, zap.
Before we get into that, I got to finish the opening here. First of all, thank you to anybody who has left us a review, a rating, a comment on Spotify, any of those things. We appreciate that. If you have not yet, it's not too late. It certainly helps us. It helps us in charts. It helps us with visibility. It helps us with all kinds of stuff. So if you have not yet, please get on whatever you're streaming on. Leave us 5 stars if you're on Apple Podcast. Also leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Leave us a comment in Spotify on the individual episode if you enjoyed it. Also check us out on YouTube and on Instagram at Delete Everything Podcast. On Instagram, you'll find Riley. On Instagram, Riley, you'll find Riley.
All right, I'm maybe on like 10, 11 Instagram posts behind. It's going to be okay. I
did the last one for you, and I was going to start. I started doing all the photos and stuff for the... Anyway, you'll find photos corresponding to... I'm going to say all, but there's an asterisk at the end of the word all of our episodes and some fun little videos and stuff on there.
Like 94 episodes.
I think 95.
Yeah,
I think I did
what is this episode, 103?
2, yeah. On YouTube, you will find a lot of little short videos of us just making jokes and dicking around and having fun in the studio. If you like those videos, all of those videos come from our Patreon content, which you can find at patreon.com/deleteeverythingpodcast. Cost you $8 a month. There are like 90 bonus episodes. Boners episodes, right, Riley?
Yeah, we're doing boners episodes.
Riley is busy looking at his phone and not listening to that goddamn thing.
It buzzed. That was the thing. I have a business deal going down, and I had to check my accounts.
Listen, your drug slinging doesn't affect us once we walk into
I haven't
the studio.
sold drugs in weeks.
Anyway, yeah, check us out on patreon.com/deleteeverythingpodcast, where you will get new... I know.
You read that fast? Podcast.
Where you will get new
podcast
bonus episodes every single week. They're all about 45 minutes long, and we have a good time. They're a little more freeform. They're a little more fun. You'll like it, I promise. And if you want to try before you buy, we've got 3 unlocked on Patreon, so you can go through and listen to those 3 and see how absolutely unhinged it gets. So... Without further ado, let's talk about some horrific shit.
Okay. All right. So today we're talking about psychiatric medicine throughout history. I know that immediately, like, the most horrible shit comes to mind when you mention like mental institutions. You know, like torturous treatments, bloodletting, inhumane conditions, lobotomies, sexual assault. You know.
The thing that comes to mind initially for me is people with difficult children.
Yeah.
That ended up just getting shipped off to mental institutions where... Yeah, you know.
Yeah, stuff happens.
Yeah,
stuff happens.
Listen, a fine tradition of molestation comes from those type of institutions.
Yes. This is true. This is accurate history.
Storied tradition of child molestation and sexual assault.
It is unfortunate to say the least, but it is very accurate to say that generally when you have a weaker population controlled by a stronger population in tightly controlled conditions, oftentimes that leads to systematic abuse.
And also, not for nothing, men who had difficult wives who would get shipped off.
Yeah.
Legally.
Yeah, legally.
Legally.
Have them shock treated, drugged out, lobotomized.
Yeah.
What have
also
you.
Molested and sexually assaulted frequently. Yeah, the term hysteria.
Yeah.
or hysterical.
Hysteria, which I was a
Has the
cartoon
same
on
root.
the WB when I was a kid.
Yeah, it has the Latin root for, what is it, ovaries?
What?
Uterus, ovaries, female reproductive organs.
I don't speak Latin.
That's why hysterectomy and hysterical
Yeah.
have the same Latin root.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So specifically,
Who's leading this goddamn episode?
specifically the word hysterical originally was for women who were crazy because their ovaries.
Oh, I thought it was for like Richard Pryor.
I thought it was for that one Def Leppard album.
Hysteria. Nice one. I actually cut my jeans in 3rd grade, and I got my butt spanked pretty badly with some spoons. Because that wouldn't be cool.
I want to rock, Mom.
If you listen to this week's Patreon, Jerry goes in depth on the spoons, and we get a cameo from his mother. So
Okay,
talk
so
about spoons.
So we are absolutely going to talk about the torturous conditions in many mental institutions, or madhouses as they're referred to.
Yay!
But we're gonna save that for the next part of this little series.
Next one's gonna be full of madhouses and paddy wagons.
This series I'm gonna call Crazier and Piss. No, we'll call it mental health awareness or something.
Wasn't it called like Crazy as Cat Shit or something like that?
Crazy as cat shit.
Crazy as cat shit is
or
a new
cat
one for me.
piss. Or Crazy as Cat Piss or something.
I've heard
It was my
batshit
dad.
crazy.
Batshit crazy, okay.
Batshit crazy. That's it. I think.
I think my old man said that because he was from North Carolina and he just say crazier than cat shit. Or I don't know why. But he just
Okay.
had some isms. And
I like that one. Crazier than cat shit.
I've heard batshit a lot. I've heard bedbug. Bedbug's a good one. Crazier than a bedbug.
There was one I heard the other day that has been phased out, and now I can't fucking remember it. And it's hilarious. And I was like, man, somebody should bring that one back. And now I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
So we're going to talk about the bad stuff on another episode, which I will call Crazier and Piss 2.
The encrazening.
the encrazening, which is a Highlander reference. Is that it? Yeah. Highlander 2, The Quickening. You familiar with this one, Jerry?
no, I just watched
With
the
your
TV show.
cousin, Christopher Lambert?
Distant cousin.
Distant cousin?
Yeah. Kind of the black sheep of the family.
Literally, I'm looking at your skin tone, and it's definitely.
No, let's see, it's Duncan MacLeod. We'll cover this on the Patreon. Okay.
We just did.
All right, so I want to be a little candid at the top of this episode about myself. Like, I'm very interested in mental health, mental institutions, and psychiatric hospitals because I have some personal experience with psychiatric institutions. Like, not personally as a patient that I'm telling you about, but my family has like a really strong history of mental illness. I've cared for and lived around people with psychiatric conditions. Some very close family members that I love very much have been institutionalized. Some very successfully treated, some not so successfully.
I thought you were going to do a whole Shutter Island thing right now where we're all actually in an institution this whole time.
Why are you all wet, baby? That's a Shutter Island reference that I will use from time to time.
I haven't heard you say that ever, but I love it.
When
wife drowns kids.
Yeah. And DiCaprio comes home. Spoiler alert for fucking Shutter Island.
I've never seen it.
When
Isn't that where they're all actually in the institution the
You
whole
never
time?
seen it?
No. This should not
No, that
surprise
is
you.
not what happens. He's
Oh,
not
okay.
a patient.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at you, and he definitely is.
No.
Yeah. And Bruce Willis was dead the whole time.
Watch it later and you'll know. Watch it later and why are you all wet, baby? Becomes like my favorite part of that movie.
Okay.
I've never seen The Sixth Sense, so
Really?
you're not in the.
I actually did see that.
I just watched The Sixth Sense with my kid like the other day. It's like one of her favorite movies.
So, Jerry, we've got a bit in this studio where I have not seen pretty
Fucking
much any movie.
anything, dude.
So, and it always pisses Riley off.
And I
so
always
now it's
my
become,
patented catchphrase: watch a fucking movie.
Yeah, it's where
That's not true. My patented catchphrase is Peeny Vagini.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's where skateboarding and getting pussy came from.
Yeah.
It's where, because he asked me one time when I admitted that I have never seen The Gladiator or
It's just called Gladiator.
oh, sorry,
Son of
I've
a
never
bitch.
seen that one. What
The
was the other one?
Braveheart.
Braveheart. I've never seen The Braveheart, and I've never seen The Saving of Private Ryan. And he was like, "What were you doing?" And like from these years, and I was like, "I don't know, skateboarding, getting pussy."
Nice.
And then that just stuck forever.
He's a radical dude.
Hey, that's still rad.
It
Play-
wasn't true. I was just trying to sound cool.
Oh, dang it. I was going to say, play the hits.
Nothing's changed. Hasn't skateboarded in a while, but so anyway, so that all to be said about my like family history. Like I believe in psychiatric science very strongly. I have firsthand. I've seen some very extreme benefits of institutionalization and institutional treatments. I've seen mental health professionals that care deeply, and they put all of their shit into helping, the afflicted. I've seen hospital employees that could care less, like Drew.
Yo.
Drew works at the post euthanasia unit at this hospital.
Post anesthesia.
But he said it post euthanasia. I heard him.
Yeah, just chucking dead bodies in a dumpster.
Just like down the chute.
It's really well.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a control mic. You
Fuck my ass. There's so many pages of this.
okay? God, I am so happy that you've had a long run of episodes that you have taken point on.
Yeah.
Because it really, really gets me fucking rock hard.
Yeah.
Getting to interrupt you nonstop.
Now
and
we gotta
see
get him
you
to-
get angry.
Yeah.
Now we got to get him to edit like 80 episodes in a row.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've seen some extremely clean and efficient facilities, and a lot of facilities that, like, through lack of funding or attention, have fallen into disrepair. And in fact, truthfully, considering my family history, there is a high likelihood that I will one day need psychiatric care. So this topic is something I'm very, very interested in.
I'm not going to put you in one of those.
No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna fucking walk into the ocean before
Yeah,
I
that's what I
ride,
was literally going to say. I'll kick you off the pier.
I'll be like looking out the window for a while, and then I'll just get that moment of clarity where it's like, oh, you're crazy.
Yeah, no,
all right, off I go.
Your wife is going to be like, I think we need to put him in a mental facility, and I'm going to be like, okay, well, can we just like do one last ride down to the beach, and just say, and then I'm going to kick you off the pier.
No, just wheel me. Just tick, 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 ah.
That's how I promise. I make this pledge to you.
But yeah, like all my grandparents and a bunch of shit like that.
I was going to say, were you specific about where your experience with this?
No,
came?
I'm going to be
Okay.
pretty vague about
Good.
it because
Because
So
HIPAA
they're-
law. Because HIPAA law.
yeah, because the hippos are
HIPAA law
no,
means that they'll kill you.
at least one of these people is still alive. So
Yes.
and I would just be vague. But like I do have a lot of experience dealing with psychiatric institutions all through Florida and all kinds of shit like that. So this is an interesting topic to my mind. Yeah, mental health and psychiatric afflictions are by no means a new topic. No matter what your average hippie with crystals in their ass might tell you, fluoride in the water does not cause autism. Schizophrenia is not caused by microplastics. Dissociative identity disorder isn't associated with video games.
Oh god, we haven't done a good crystals in the ass reference in a while.
Psychiatric treatments aren't new. They've been ongoing for literally thousands of years, and they can be found in all types of ancient civilizations. Native American cultures would treat psychiatric issues with like sweat lodges and herbal remedies, including hallucinogens.
Crystals in the ass?
No, they would not. It's not something the Native
Just
Americans would
white
do.
women.
Just white women, yeah.
Okay.
But no, they do like sweat lodges and they do hallucinogenics,
Yeah.
which is now a proven form of treatment for things like depression. And then they also, like Native Americans pioneered like talk therapy, where they would literally talk in a circle, which is now known as group therapy.
Huh.
And like that's like the Navajo tradition.
Really?
Essentially, it's like, yeah, it's because so like there are a lot of Native American groups that have this concept of like the circle as part of their life, death, rebirth,
Sure.
emotion, thought, all this stuff comes in the golden circle.
Okay.
Right. So if somebody's depressed or dissociative or confused, that would be like their circle is broken. So they'd literally form a circle with them and then just like talk it out to try and,
And
find
put
the
them
root
in the
of it.
middle and just yell at them.
Yeah,
the
and then
whole
just hit
time?
them with sticks and cover them in feathers.
Talk therapy is dope.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need medication.
Yeah, exactly. And there were still like medications and stuff like the Native Americans specifically would use a lot of herbal remedies and things like that.
Like ayahuasca and stuff? Or?
Yeah, ayahuasca is one of them.
Okay.
Because like the spirit journey that you hear about a lot of tribes would do is based around finding yourself, right? So if you're depressed or you're lost or, angry or something like that, the belief would be you can find yourself on the journey.
Okay.
So they would drug the fuck out of you,
Hell yeah.
send you off into the desert to have a weird night.
Yeah.
You eat a coyote and then you
Eat one.
come back covered in blood and you're like, I don't know where I was.
See the devil tonight.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that group therapy thing is used in pretty much every psychiatric institution on Earth these days. In pre-colonial Africa, there's an established form of phytotherapy, which is herbal remedies, using African snake root to treat depression and paranoia and aggression and anxiety. And that's now commonly used as a medicinal treatment for schizophrenia, which is interesting.
Interesting.
In ancient India, they would use the hold on. That don't cut that. That's me gearing up for something. Don't cut it.
I'm
All right, let me tell you. I have cut every single that you've done in like the past month.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm
clearing my throat for effect. You're editing my poetry.
It's not effect when you do it every
Okay.
time you talk.
It is. It's like an in joke.
It's a bad in joke.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
Nice callback.
So in ancient India,
To 30 seconds.
they would use the Sattvavajaya framework.
Okay.
It's an ancient Ayurvedic system of psychotherapy and mental restraint. It translates.
What does any of that mean?
Okay, so the Sattvavajaya translates to victory over the mind.
Sativa vagina.
Sativa vagina system means victory over the mind. The Ayurvedic system is a thousands of year old psychiatric framework that people in India would use to work through psychological issues.
Interesting.
Yes. So it focused on restraining the mind from harmful desires and replacing negative thoughts with like wholesome, positive perspectives. Kind of a, just think positive. But
Okay.
but like really well put together. A lot of diet and exercise, all like the yogic training would fit into that framework and things like that.
This is from the people who invented a whole book of how to fuck.
Yes. I don't think that's part of this particular framework, but
Well, it should be.
I mean, I think the yogic thing kind of fits in there. Right?
Was that tantric?
Yeah, tantric, get the sideways horse stance.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Goat riding the air balloon, I think is one of them. So that's the one where you're like upside down on the thing with your balls. And yeah. And then you got the
Upside down squiggle dick.
yeah, upside down squiggle dick's good. That's self-explanatory. And you have the wheelbarrow that is also a penis. That's the name of the move. It's not like it doesn't look like that. It's
okay.
like then you have the this is what I did to your mom last night.
Jeez, I need to go to the library and check out some books.
Oh yeah, it's in the young adult section. So they would use this shit, but the core tenets included like yogic breathing and exercise, self-control, and prajnaparada, which is philosophical counseling. It was a kind of guided therapy that's over like 5,000 years old, which is cool. That's person-on-person conversational therapy for inner demons, essentially.
Huh.
Yeah, like if you're depressed, you're out of whack or shit. I mean, people are always people. They've been people the whole time.
Yeah.
So if your shit's kind of fucked up and you're feeling sad, you could sit down with a specialist 5,000 years ago in India,
Right.
and like talk about it.
It's your OG therapy session.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be under like a tree by a river or something. They'd be doing the little bobblehead thing.
That seems like cooler than some of these offices I've seen.
For real. But importantly, treatment for psychiatric issues has a much, much shorter history than...
Jesus, that's a good point. If anybody listening is a mental health professional and is a licensed therapist, that could be a great business model, man.
Just sit under a tree, man.
Just under a tree by a river. I would go to that therapy session. I would pay more to go to that therapy session than just a normal sitting in a quiet office with a stranger.
I don't know. It sounds nice, but bugs.
There's a lot of telehealth and stuff too, like all the stuff I've been seeing.
Yeah.
recently.
There's a lot of online stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very popular right now. I mean, talk therapy is always helpful, but I don't know how I feel about like talking over it works for a lot of people, you know. They're like,
I've done them both, and it's not
me. Everything I just said about how like my family history of mental illness, I have never talked to a fucking therapist.
Have you really never?
No, I have like multiple times.
Oh, okay.
But it's always been court mandated. No, like shit. No, like when I was a kid, it was like, wait, why aren't you paying attention in school? And I'd be like, there's no point in the universe because there's no God. And I'd be like, all right, I'll take this drugs. And my mom would go like, you're not taking that stuff. And then I'd just continue being punk rock. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I had to take medication too because I was kind of like a disturbed child and stuff like that. So I took like lithium and Wellbutrin and that was terrible. Like I actually just went cold turkey quitting.
Wellbutrin's that's the other Nirvana album, right?
I didn't know that. Deep cut.
Lithium and Wellbutrin. I was prescribed Ritalin as a kid.
Yeah.
And my parents were so sick of me being such a problem in school and having to move me to different schools and all that shit because I was just rambunctious and talked too much and thought I was funny, and so I'd interrupt the teachers to make jokes and shit like that. Surprise, surprise! Here I am making jokes in a fucking microphone. I remember probably my freshman year in high school, I decided, fuck this shit. I don't like it. And I quit. And I started hiding because my parents were still like, because at that point I was old enough, they were like, okay, we're going to give you the responsibility. You have to take one of these every day, blah, blah, blah. Take it in the morning when you, I just started hiding them. At some point, my little Ritalin stash got found, and
you have to eat all of these right now.
I'm
going to watch you eat all of them.
If I had been a couple more years older, I guess a little more forward thinking, I could have sold that shit, made some money.
With me, I also got prescribed Ritalin, but the thing is, I hadn't gone to the therapist because I had ADD. Although I do have, obviously, massive amounts of ADD.
Same,
right? But like, I had gone to the therapist. I think I was like 13. I had gone to that because I was wicked depressed and getting in fights a lot. And so they brought me to the counselor's office, and I said that little bit about like, yeah, no, there's no purpose to life. And they were like, yeah, Ritalin will probably do it. And then I tried to go back to be like, no, that's not really the problem. But then I was told that therapist didn't want to see me again.
Damn.
And I was like, oh, all right, that makes me feel better.
Probably thought you would be coming in with a fucking rifle.
And then I started taking the Ritalin, and a few weeks later, my mom and dad said, hey, we don't want you to take this stuff because you're not like funny anymore.
Does it actually work? Like I never.
Yeah,
it just makes you.
It makes you just
focused.
real mellow. Yeah, like
okay.
I wasn't, and that was something I noticed is like I wasn't thinking as creatively.
Yeah,
I think it was a really big, because even as a teenager, I was writing music and writing lyrics for songs and stuff like that.
I was always drawing dicks on stuff, but I had like really good creative. See how good like the pube work is on that? It's very designy. I had this whole like kind of like a Germanic expressionism kind of thing, like the Crazy Cat comics. You ever see that? Looking for more like expressionistic squiggles in the pubes. And it's also important that it's an uncircumcised penis.
Yeah.
Right. I worked on that. That's a signature.
Just existential.
Like
yeah.
My problem was that
you ever read Art Spiegel's Mouse? I
have not, but
it's very, very famous work.
Yeah.
So I took a lot of inspiration from that art style. Which is ironic because Art Spiegelman is Jewish,
probably circumcised,
right? Probably circumcised. So all my uncircumcised dicks, kind of borrow off of biting his style.
It's like anti-authoritarian.
Yeah, exactly. I like to mix it up. Also, highly inspired by
to cut off the fucking ADD kid now and answer your question, Jerry.
Sorry.
It did help me in terms of like focusing on homework, but the problem was like I would just blast through my homework and I'd still get passing grades, but I didn't have the grades I should get because I was too smart for C's.
Yeah.
And and so it helped me like focus up and do my homework better. The trade-off was that I just wasn't nearly as creative. Like I didn't have the same drive to like pick up my guitar and start playing something and write some lyrics and do and change some stuff up and get my little tape recorder and play it so that I could come back to it and write a second. Like I would do that shit as a kid, and then I started taking Ritalin, and it just kind of
like you could
slowly
play jazz piano like fucking like Fats Domino before.
No, I could never do that.
And then all of a sudden you take the Ritalin, and now you're just fucking playing like
all I could play was
soulless
the Entertainer.
Classical music.
All I could play was the Entertainer. Just
not even enjoying
and over
it.
Again. Dun, 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 dun. Blim 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 blim.
Blump blump.
Actually, Pat, I had a good question for you. When you took medication like that, did it actually slow you down? Like, because if you don't take it, like when we play trivia and stuff,
yeah,
I love going fast. But then if you take Ritalin or something like that, would it slow your like brain down or anything or focus?
I don't recall anything specific like that. I don't think it slowed anything down. It just I was able to focus in on something a lot better, but it wasn't anything creative. So like at that time, I was playing music a lot. I was skateboarding a lot. I was like skateboarding back in like the 90s with like now these kids have tricks that are just fucking insane. I don't even know. Mm-hmm. But that was the thing was like I was trying to like make new tricks and like do different stuff. And I just didn't feel that same creative spark to like pursue different different things.
Rodney Mullen style.
I was just thinking Rodney Mullen, like ground tricks and shit.
Yeah.
I was just at the skate park with my kid the other day. Did I tell this story on Mike? I went and saw fucking like a teenage punk rock show at a skate park.
You were texting Drew and I about
that. She was
that.
cool. My daughter is getting into skateboarding. She's 14. Nice. A little punker. She's got tattoos. Or doesn't have tattoos. She's got piercings and fucking like colored hair and shit. And she's always stealing my cool band shirts. She was like wearing my Gwar shirt the other day. I'm like, you've never seen Gwar.
She just has ear piercings. I just want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to.
But like she wears
clarify.
a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm saying she's not like a 19 or a 14-year-old girl with like her lip pierced and like her eyebrow pierced and like.
I mean, unless she wants to be, then she can find a fucking sewing needle somewhere. Jesus.
All right.
I told her, quit being a dork. Just pierce your own face. But anyway, she wanted to go to the skate park, so we went to the skate park, and there were like a fuckload of like Goonie freak teenagers there. You know, and they were all alternative kids. Like I hadn't seen since I had actually gone to the skate park in high school.
It's making a comeback.
And there was a young Patrick Wall up there trying to fucking jam some fucking eclectic rock and roll shit. And then the cops broke it up.
There was a concert at the
skate park.
It was an ad hoc. Like some kids just threw it together. It was on like these little bleachers. Yeah. And the cops showed up and broke it up. It was one kid's like, fucking pigs tearing the show down, guys. We're gonna play at Nobby's later. And I was like, that's Patrick Wall, that kid.
No, that was probably the Brian Velez of the group.
Brian Velez was working the door at Nobby's at the show, and that's not a joke. That's a true story.
Oh god.
Anyway, it was cool. But I was at the skate park and I saw this like fucking 7-year-olds with 6-pack abs doing fucking like weird quarter pipe fucking flips and stuff. It was insane.
It's crazy.
Anyhow, psychiatric medicine.
Yes.
ADD as fuck. Okay.
Yeah, this whole episode brought to you by Ritalin.
Or not so much. All right. Treatment for psychiatric issues has a much, much shorter history than the much more popular reaction to the mentally ill, which is murder. There are countless examples of divergent behavior being treated like curses from the gods.
Yeah.
Or like
fire.
Or saying that they're fucking brought on by ghosts or demons, and they honestly, like the common treatments were banishment or sacrifice or any number of tortures. That's this person's fucking weird. Let's burn them is not a particularly unusual thing in like I don't know, like the Germanic tribes of 1100 BCE.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Catholic Church still practices exorcisms.
That they do, and we will talk about that in a little bit. In our Freak Show episode, we covered how people with dwarfism would be enslaved and treated as pets or made to perform as court jesters. The developmentally disabled had similar treatments if they were lucky. Most people with developmental disabilities were killed as children or abandoned or very often sold into lives of sexual servitude in brothels.
Jesus, fuck.
If you can think of a horrible thing a person would do to another person, there is a 100% chance that thing has been done historically to a child with Down syndrome. It's a bad way to color the past, but it's perspectivism,
I don't like it.
Nope. I also don't love the torture of disabled children. Not my favorite topic.
And yet you chose this.
Well, yeah.
I know. It's perfectly. We've joked a lot that we could have named the show "Everything is Horrible."
Everything bad
with Patrick Wall and Riley Bowen.
Bad, not good. But there's a reason they call the Dark Ages the Dark Ages. There are enlightenments and better things.
Bad, not good. By the way, a good, not bad band. It's true. If you've never heard them, you should listen to Bad, Not Good.
Okay, so often psychiatric disorders would work their way into legends as transformative monsters, talking like werewolves, which can theoretically be linked to bipolar disorder or sundowning.
Interesting.
Right? Or changelings, which is a child that's been swapped out for a mimic by fairies. You ever heard of a changeling?
I have heard of that before, but
not the Angelina Jolie movie, but yeah, but the idea would be like you'd have this sweet baby, like a little bouncing baby boy, right? And then one day you pick up the baby and now the baby's stupid or like acting weird,
right?
Or like
right.
You just don't get it, and you're like, the fairies replaced me baby,
the skinwalker.
Yeah,
this baby's not my baby.
Yeah, it would usually be described as a happy baby that changes personalities, which is commonly attributed to autism. Oftentimes, people don't notice that their baby's autistic until a certain point.
Wow.
It's the same as, say, having a deaf child. Like, you wouldn't notice your kid's deaf for a little while.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, shit, what's wrong with this kid?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's also another thing is, like, for, like, specific development in children. Like, when did they start figuring out, like, doing studies with children who don't talk and actually are not audible and with autism?
That is interesting. I would say that is most likely a early to mid 1900s thing.
Okay.
Because,
I don't know.
So when we're talking about psychiatric medicine, it's like, so you'll see here we have a really bright spot from like 300 BCE to 500 CE.
In certain places.
In certain places, in like enlightened areas.
Right.
Again, there's still a lot of, by 500 CE, there's still a lot of, pagan tribes.
Chuck them in the fire.
Just chuck them in the fire or eat them or some shit. Like that's,
Jesus.
I mean, a lot of tribes out there. You know what I'm saying?
There's even still people like doing stuff like that and like that are like warlords and stuff in certain places.
Fuck yeah, Africa,
today,
Papua New Guinea.
Probably today, there's probably still people getting chucked in the ocean.
Yeah.
Or just eating like barbecue and liming. I think it's in like Haiti or somewhere.
Where's who are our guys? The Papua New Guinea, the Eat the Witches?
That was somewhere near there. Or somewhere South Pacific. I don't recall specifically which island.
We did an episode about uncontacted tribes, and one of those tribes would like essentially they had a whole thing where witches were real, like a real problem, and anybody could be a witch,
man or woman,
right? And it would be like you'd look at it, they give you the evil eye, and be like, "Oh, that's a fucking witch," and the punishment for that is you get et.
Yeah.
So
and there was like a guy that was interviewed that had
eaten like 30 people or some shit.
Wow.
What was it, Kakua or something like that?
Yeah,
was
the
name of
Kakua.
the Kakua, yeah. And he had like a bunch of skulls. And he was like, yeah, this was a Kakua that was like my buddy. And then
he one day it's like, oh, this guy's a goddamn witch, and then I ate
he's
him.
a fucking Kakua, so I killed him and I ate him.
Isn't there still like even like a place off of India that has tribes that are not contacted?
You're talking about
Sentinel Islands.
North Sentinel Islands. Yeah. We did an episode on that actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty interesting topic. North Sentinel Island, like, it's the most fascinating thing about North Sentinel Island to me is that they had been contacted and a fuckload of them died.
That's right.
Which was the same case in like North America in like the Massachusetts colonies. They'd had this, like, Europeans had shown up and there was a big period of disease called the Great Dying. But the difference between North Sentinel Island and the Massachusetts colonies is the Massachusetts colonies took in more settlers, and North Sentinel Island said, if you come near our beach again, we're going to fucking kill you. And there they have stayed.
Nice.
The Korowai tribe.
Korowai.
And they are
Kakua, are they in Brazil?
No, they're in the South Pacific. They're at southeastern Papua in Indonesia.
Okay, so happy baby changes personalities, commonly attributed to autism. But this thought pattern of like, my baby was fine and then something took it, it still persists today. And you can see that with like parents that claim vaccines cause their child's autism, which I understand is like a very touchy subject for a lot of people. But it certainly smacks of scapegoating in the same way that like the changeling myth does.
Right.
It's like there has to be a cause and there has to be a blame for this, which is, I guess, a little ableist, but also very understandable. Like, fuck.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Brain chemistry is fucking tricky stuff, man.
Yeah.
Complex.
I got my autism from, I don't know, just getting hit in the head or something. Alternately, mothers suffering from postpartum depression would be accused of being changelings and could be, let's say, corrected in many distasteful ways. I'm not going to go into that too much. Let's just say that. It's like, my wife ain't making dinner no more because she's sad about the baby. Build the fire. In 1895 in Ireland, a woman named Bridget Cleary was murdered by her husband when she exhibited changed behavior after contracting a severe fever, which oftentimes will make brain chemistry change.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she recovered from the fever after being given her last rites already. Like, it was that bad. And the husband, as well as a priest, claimed she had been taken and replaced by fairies. And the evidence of that was that she seemed very agitated and aggressive, possibly because they were saying, "You're a fairy replicant," or something.
Or
she's
also
like,
that her fucking brain was on a low boil for how long?
Yeah, right? Maybe she was just having a bad month. Maybe mental illness had set in.
Once you get like over like 103 fever, the longer that is sustained, the like that affects the shit out of you're basically cooking your brain.
You get hot-blooded. You got to check it and see. Above a fever of 103.
Above a fever of 103. Come on, baby.
Yeah, so the evidence...
You can do more than dance.
Is that...
Come on, baby, you can do more than dance.
So you said that and I was like, I'm old enough to dance.
Nope.
No, it's the wrong one. Okay. Anyway, so she was all pissed off, and they were like, "This bitch is a fairy, obviously." So they attempted an exorcism, which included spraying her with urine.
Oh yeah, that gets the.
I guess that's the old exorcism bit.
Yeah, the priest, was it the priest? The priest was no, it's my, it's gotta be my piss.
Yeah, piss of Christ.
It's gotta be my piss. I'm a holy man. I'm gonna piss on your wife.
Anyway, when that failed, they burned her alive.
Oof.
Boy.
Like, hey, the piss didn't work. What do we do? I mean, we're out of options here.
Taking the piss out of me.
Your Honor.
We've got a book. It's got an order of operations. Number 1, piss.
Judge,
Number
I gotta
2, fire.
Listen, we tried the piss. The piss didn't work. What was I supposed to do?
I am an ordained priest. It's piss, then it's fire. We all know this.
So in folklore, you can come across examples of like dwarf villages, which are clearly just wooded communes for people that were outcast from society.
Yeah, the movie Willow. We have all seen it.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I stole a baby.
A Daikini child.
Stupid Daikini.
Oh, wait, I've got to do my favorite quote from the movie. I have the child.
That's good. My favorite is, help, there's a peck here with an acorn pointed at me.
Out of the way, you peck.
Out of the way, peck.
Mad Mardigan.
Mad Mardigan, wait. I had a turtle named Mad Mardigan. That was my travel turtle.
Willow.
Mad Mardigan, wait. Okay. So like you'd hear about like dwarf villages, and that would be like, okay, so maybe there's like genetic dwarfism that happens in this one village here in the woods that's just been happening for a long time. Because they're all inbred because they live in a fucking commune in the woods. And when someone is born with dwarfism and the village is like, no, they're probably cursed by the bear gods or something, they're like, hey, go live in the dwarf village a mile down the way in the woods. And that's like, you'd get a fucking, like the legend of Snow White, story of Snow White. The legend of Snow White.
Gather round, children. That's going to be the next movie turned into like a horror film.
Oh, they've done that one. They've 100% done that one.
Yeah, but it hasn't been called like Winnie the Poop. Winnie the Poop. Blood and Thunder or whatever. What's the?
Yeah, Blood and Honey.
Blood and Honey.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. That's a horror movie. There's a Popeye.
It's a horrible movie.
Oh,
there's a Popeye horror movie.
Is it really anime or live action?
Live action.
Okay.
Live action.
Wow.
Interesting.
It was like the Legend of the Spinach or some shit.
The Legend of Spinach.
But yeah, so in Snow White, when she comes across like the dwarves living together, that was just like an example of in history that would exist because the midgets gotta go, you know, just like give them the boot. Like, yeah, okay, I don't want to kill this baby per se, but I certainly don't want it in my house, so off it goes, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you'd also get like examples like bridge trolls. You know, like a raving, violent bridge troll smacks a lot of being a mentally ill homeless person that lives under a fucking bridge. Kind of like an Oscar the Grouch, you know, like
that makes you answer riddles.
Well, yeah, but the riddles are like, what, who, why hair, the goat. You know, and you're like, I don't know. And they go, get out of here. Get out of here.
There's a guy on St. George Street who does kind of stuff like that.
And that guy is, I wrote in here that we have one of those in St. Augustine.
Really?
Because you've seen him before. He's on the corner of like US 1 and King Street, like a lot.
Oh, the little like Middle Eastern.
Yeah, and he walks around like,
he's always practicing his karate.
Yeah, he raves all the time. He's actually a very nice guy. I've spoken to him in person.
I'm sure, but he is always practicing karate.
Yeah. He's crazy.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Yeah, but he's obviously very mentally ill. But I've spoken to him, and I've had some friends that do like community outreach stuff deal with him. He is fine with that situation.
Yeah, I've heard that he doesn't want anybody to help him.
Just leave him alone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He actually apparently very specifically moved from where he was before without like telling his family so that they wouldn't like take care of him, like his like siblings. He's like, I didn't want to bother them because I'm crazy, so I just fucked off.
Jesus.
Yeah. And now he's a bridge troll.
And it's totally legal. Like no one's going to institutionalize him as long as he doesn't harm.
If you speak to him, he's perfectly rational.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not. He's perfectly rational. It's fascinating actually in a sad way. But like he knows what he wants. He's not breaking any laws. He's just existing. You know, and wherever he chooses to sleep, he's, you know, not being reported for trespassing or anything. And he's not harassing any locals. He just is. Like, if you get near him...
Doing karate moves.
If you get near him, he shuts up.
Okay. So
like,
he's
which
like
is
just
crazy.
outside
Yeah.
of a social norm. But
Exactly.
that's
He's way out of it, and he's odd. But that's like,
But
if
that
you
is-
put him in some rags and put him in under a wooded bridge in Germany, and you're like, oh, that's a fucking bridge troll.
It is really strange though to think about because it's so difficult to try and make sense of, like, because I've seen this guy on the sidewalk, like babbling to himself, pacing back and forth angrily, then doing like fight moves, like throwing a punch or a kick.
Yeah, he has molested nobody in town.
Right. But what I'm saying is like, and then somebody, I've never tried to get near him or talk to him because I've always been like, okay, this guy is clearly suffering from some sort of mental illness and it's not my place. It's not my career. It's not anything that I have any way to do anything really.
Which is kind of how people have dealt with this throughout all of history.
In the best case scenario, what could I do for this man?
In the best case scenario, you call social services, but social services will be contacted about him.
Have that, yeah.
I mean, there are some like St. Francis House, some other things like that in town, but
have a lot of resources.
There are not many mental health resources in Florida generally, which is frustrating. But that particular gentleman,
but it is strange to know that when people approach him and talk to him, like he just shuts it off.
Ish. I mean, like you can still tell that he's off.
Yeah.
But he'll speak clearly. He is well aware of where he is and what he's doing.
Okay.
He's not confused. He'll still be like moving in an agitated way and like moving his hands and stuff.
Right.
But like
he's thinking about using those karate moves.
He's not going to approach anybody. He hasn't hit anybody. He hasn't done anything like that at all.
Do you think he is actually masking when you actually interact with him?
A little bit, but I don't think it's a very heavy mask. I think it's just like, oh, I got to stop yelling so I can talk to this guy real quick. You know? And then when that person leaves, I'll be like, all right, back to yelling again. Yeah. Well, it's like you put this guy in a fucking wizard hat and a cape and throw him in a cabin in the woods and you're like, oh, that's the wizard.
Yeah.
You fucking leave him alone. That's wizard business. We're not fucking with that. You know, which
Fair
would be
enough.
like, you know, there's a big,
I would love to see a man in a cabin in the woods in a pointy hat practicing karate moves out front.
Yeah,
I think that would be cool as shit.
I want to be that guy, and I've said it many, many times.
There was one of those guys, but he was making bombs.
Yeah, that's it.
We're talking about Ted Kaczynski.
Father Ted. We might cover him on an episode, but I don't know if anybody wants to. I don't think anybody wants to hear my fucking takes on Ted Kaczynski.
Why the fuck not?
Maybe off camera, Mike.
Sure.
No camera on mains yet.
Okay.
God damn it, Jerry! What are you doing?
I'm working on it. To-do list.
Widgets.
Widgets?
The widgets and the widget. Was that a Bill Cosby?
Yep.
It was.
I'm gonna stop doing
Jello
that.
pudding pop.
That's an off mic bit. Actually.
Oh, nice.
So, like witches and wizards in the woods, living alone and doing weird rituals and yelling about shit. They're probably in the woods alone because they're fucking weird and nobody wants to deal with them, right? A lot of accused witches had, dementia or psychotic disorders or intellectual disabilities, or epilepsy was a big one.
Oh, that's right. What episode did we talk about that
That's
on?
a good question. Maybe cryptids. But back in the day, if you had epilepsy, they'd be like, "Oh, you got the devil is
Assessing you.
I know what it was.
fucking you in the butt right now."
I know what it was. Life and Crimes of Alfred Packer. Because remember, he was epileptic.
Butt packer.
He was epileptic, and that's why he got discharged from the army twice.
I was discharged.
And why nobody trusted him, because that was a time
He was
when
a creepy little fuck.
Well, he turned out to be a creepy little fuck, but before he did any of the horrific
Alfred
shit he did.
Packer, noted cannibal.
Okay.
In fact, they made a movie about him.
Yes.
Called Cannibal, the musical.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Wasn't that about him?
The movie Ravenous was
yes, that's
loosely based around.
And then the
that
sequel
story.
to that was Cannibal, the musical.
Is there really a movie called Cannibal the Musical?
Yeah, it was Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Oh,
Yeah.
dumb.
You not know about this?
No.
Okay, anyway. During periods of witch hunts, eccentricity itself could become very suspicious. Just fucking weirdos. So if people were already like hunting witches and it's like, yeah, there's this lady over here who makes like squirrel slippers or something. They'd be like, this bitch is probably a witch. So like some isolated widow that talks to herself might be perceived as dangerous rather than sick,
occasionally
right?
it's like,
There's a lot of belief in werewolves in Europe. And interestingly, there's a documented psychiatric condition called clinical lycanthropy.
that's cool.
In which a person believes that they are transforming into an animal.
I would love to watch someone do that.
Patients have reported growing fur, developing claws, becoming wolves or dogs or cats or snakes in some cases, experiencing overwhelming animal instincts. Clinical lycanthropy is extremely rare and usually occurs alongside schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Or severe depression or neurological disorders.
I'm becoming a wolf.
Exactly. It's just like, I'm a fucking dog man.
I just love that the name of that, and like it's just like
Clinical lycanthropy.
Clinical lycanthropy.
It's a fucking cool band name. It's not bad, actually. We already have a list of band names. My favorite is still Wolf Werewolf, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a wolf that turns into a man. And then
It's
in
a
the
wolf
full moon,
werewolf.
the
Okay.
wolf, in full moon, the wolf becomes a man, and then
oh, okay, it's like inverted.
yeah, and then when the sun rises, he turns back into a wolf.
Yeah.
Nice.
But as a man, he's like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like, my stock portfolio.
I can't lick my balls. My stock portfolio. Oh,
my 401k
my car
match.
payment. Historical cases of clinical lycanthropy have been interpreted with a lot of different thoughts. A person experiencing hallucinations or delusions in like 16th century France might sincerely claim to be a wolf. Well, a lot of neighbors would be like, he's saying he's turning into a fucking wolf, man. I think he's doing it. Like, he said when the moon's full, he's a wolf. I'm not going to go out there. He's out screaming and howling and shit. I'm not fucking looking at that.
Fair.
Some historians suspect certain werewolf trials involved mentally ill individuals, obviously. Though many accusations were also products of, just general fear, politics, racism happened a lot, just general mass hysteria, which happened a lot back when.
I wonder if also like xenophobia could also be.
Oh,
Yeah, almost
fucking
definitely.
positive.
Well, it's like, all the stories of like, like Jews coming into Europe.
Yeah.
It'd be like, the stories be like, oh, they got cloven hooves and horns and
Yeah.
shit. Like, no, they're a little nosy.
The Roma people,
know?
the Roma people who we don't call the G word
Yeah.
because that's not allowed.
Yeah, the Romani.
Yes, the Romani were very frequently.
Yeah. You know that song by Fleetwood Mac?
Yes.
Romani. You know that one? Stevie Nicks sang it?
You see your Romani?
Yeah, that's it. See a Romani.
Da, 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 da. Maybe once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But yeah, like just shit like that. The Moors from the Muslim world coming into like Southern Europe. Just get some fucking.
No, they were mostly there just to kick ass and take slaves.
Yeah, pretty much. But also it'd be like these are genies. They're the jinn. They're coming from the fucking Middle East or Egypt. And like anytime there's like a divergent culture clashing with another one.
Yeah.
When the Mongols were coming into Russia, like the thought was that these are actually animals that ride horses.
Yeah, that's where the centaur legends came
Exactly.
from.
Yeah. So like, all of this kind of shit all comes from weird xenophobic. This is a good point, Jerry.
Thank you.
And then a lot of it is just like, well, this person's fucking weird. So
Chuck them in the ocean.
well, like vampirisms. Vampirism.
Vampire.
But like yeah, vampirism, right? Like rabies causes aggression and biting and sensitivity to light and shit like that. So obviously that could pair with vampire folklore. So I was like, I don't know, this person's being crazy. He's trying to bite the fuck out of me, right? And they don't like the sun, and they're like running. Ah.
I wonder what. I bet you, like, as someone who's just slowly waiting to see if I have tetanus, because I don't know when my last booster was, and I embedded a nail into my hand the other day.
You definitely have tetanus. That's a full on stigmata nail right there.
If I have tetanus, I'll know on the next day.
Yeah, when you can't jawbone.
Yeah, when
it,
I
lockjaw?
start getting
Like, I think I have
But I mean,
tetanus.
what happens over time with lockjaw is that it starts like down your back. I've seen pictures of like kids with severe lockjaw, and they're like bent backwards, like because all their back muscles just tense up simultaneously.
Yeah, which also
like this, and basically like can
interestingly that ties into my next point. It was possession.
I was gonna say at a time when tetanus was probably a lot more. Obviously, tetanus shots didn't exist.
Yeah, because and everything was raw iron.
Everything was rusty and dirty.
It's like everything's iron. They don't have alloy.
And
it's just fucking
shoes are made out of like lamb skin.
Yeah, with iron nails in it.
And so you're just getting puncture wounds left and right with rusty nails. Wow.
I got to think, when's the last time I got a tetanus shot? Because like I remember I got arrested one time and they gave you a tetanus shot.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's
I
interesting.
was like 20 something. We were climbing tree. It was just vandalism, kind of dumb stuff. Yeah.
And they were
Criminal
like,
mischief.
well, before we throw you in the jail, let's make sure you get
They
a
just
tetanus
got
shot.
tetanus shots.
This is a long time ago. Like I was like 26 and yeah, it was criminal mischief and got suspended. Actually, I need to get my stuff expunged and get my fingerprints returned.
Give me back my fingerprints.
Give them back.
Give me back my fingerprints.
I didn't give you consent for this. Yeah, like possessions, you have like hearing voices or speaking incoherently, catatonia, extreme agitation, mood swings, all this different shit that they'd be like, oh, well, the devil's possessing this person. I mean, a lot of that's just associated with schizophrenia or bipolar disorder or manic depression or fucking temporal lobe epilepsy. All this shit together is, if you can't explain it as like that's a werewolf, then you're like, well, maybe it's the devil. Right? If it's not the devil, then it's probably a bridge troll.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any like some correlations with traumatic brain injury?
For sure.
Definitely,
Okay.
dude.
For sure.
Who was that guy we talked about?
Phineas Gage.
Phineas Gage.
Okay.
Was a railroad worker who got spiked in the head.
Oh.
Right? And the story is that he survived, and it was a really gnarly, like, fucking spike through his eyeball, right?
It went through his eye and out the top of his head, and it completely demolished part of his frontal lobe.
Yeah, exactly. So you expect this guy to just be like kind of a drooling idiot, but he actually was still like eloquent and intelligent and like all that kind of stuff.
He just went from being a very sort of jovial, likable guy.
Yeah. Then he had mood swings and anger issues and stuff like that.
Dang.
Which, I mean, if somebody ripped out my
that's
goddamn
him
brain.
with the spike that went through his eye and out through his brain.
Oh my God.
Look at the size of that spike.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And actually, they have his.
What was the gauge on that spike? It was Phineas. Get it? But
Yeah, there's what his skull looked like.
Oh God.
yeah, and he lived like a
Lucky to be
long
alive.
time after that.
Straight,
lucky to be alive.
straight up through the eye and out through the.
Good looking guy.
Yeah, it was a bad looking dude.
But yeah, he had like anger issues and stuff after that, which I mean would make sense because you're confused because part of your brain got fucking ripped out by a railroad spike.
Well, so and we've talked about this vis-a-vis serial killers and stuff like that. And there's really in the last 10 years, a lot of Riley and I have had this conversation on the podcast before about the death penalty and sort of where we stand on that. And Riley wants to shoot everybody behind a dumpster immediately after they're convicted.
I think that's the best way to do it. If you're convicted, no appeals. Like that's just that. It's like this is how we lay it down now.
Sure. Luckily, we are batting 1,000 on never having convicted and executed an innocent person.
Doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter. If we're gonna convict, if we're gonna have the death penalty, you gotta quit bitching with it.
I know, but what about that? It's just terrifying. I remember Central Park.
Yeah, but then without
those poor guys. That sucks, right?
Or the West Memphis 3.
I'm thinking of it in my terms here, where if somebody thought that I had like fucking sexually abused and murdered several children, and then I went through years of trial and then more years of being incarcerated, and then like later you get released. But then people still believe that you probably did it, so you're getting like harassed. I would rather they just have shot me behind the dumpster. It's better for everyone. Do I want to do 10 years
the problem is
of
that
like you're a pedophile murderer, or do I want to like...
Hang on. The problem is that you're not looking at it in a macro perspective. All right, fine. You get convicted, you get shot behind the dumpster.
Done.
Trial's done, investigation is done. There is a person out there walking around who got away with that crime.
Yep. They didn't find the guy who did that shit with the West Memphis 3.
They did.
Exactly.
No.
The guy's still walking around.
There is a very strong candidate.
But is he in jail?
The stepdad? No, I don't think
No,
so.
fucking, but those 3 young men, their lives were destroyed. And I understand that Damien, the hell's his
something or other.
That guy is living a rather not successful per se, but like he's living a pretty good normal life. He's got social media and shit, and he's like a spiritual guru kind of thing. Seems like a very cool dude. He was in jail for like fucking 9 years.
He was the sort of ringleader. He was the smartest one out of the 3.
Those people, those kids,
they also had a lot of
awful experice.
Yeah, they had a lot of
nice and easy.
I think they would probably all 3 disagree with you.
Maybe 2 of them. At least one of them would probably be like, yeah, I wish they'd shot me.
At any rate, there's a lot of research into. It's sort of uncanny whenever you look into like the Ted Bundys and the Gary Ridgways and all these guys who did horrific serial murders, especially like
Gary Ridgway. He was like that synth vocalist from the 80s, right?
No.
Thinking.
You want to keep going? You want to try that one again?
Ridgway. The Stan Ridgway?
Green River. Gary Ridgway was the Green River Killer.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay. I was like, Green River. I mean, what is that a song?
Or Richie Ramirez.
That's Moon River.
Yeah,
Richie Ramirez,
John
Night
Wayne
Stalker.
Gacy.
Gacy. All these guys, when they started going back into their backgrounds, usually had super abusive
Gary
father
Newman.
figures.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, here in my car. That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
Gary Newman. But they all typically had like really abusive. I mean, like what? Ted Bundy, his dad might have been his grandfather or some weird shit like
gives
that.
a
I don't
shit?
even remember.
Put pop by the dumpster, baby.
They were all fucking abused. They all have like, MRIs and stuff like that later on. The ones that we were able to
Meals ready to eat.
showed a lot of frontal
that was
lobe,
Dahmer.
frontal
Prefrontal,
cortex damage. Where
Also Dahmer.
we know through, God
Yeah.
damn it, shut the fuck up, Riley.
Those were two pretty good zingers. I just landed there.
I didn't hear the first one, but I heard
First one, he said meals ready to ingest.
Jeffrey
That was
Dahmer.
Dahmer. And then frontal lobe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
God damn it, that's fucked
Because
up.
Dahmer did that shit with the, you know about that?
The drill and the
Drill,
acid, yeah. God, fuck.
Oof. Prefrontal cortex damage.
Yeah, that's where we know where that's the part of your brain that sort of interjects whenever you have intrusive thoughts, which we all have. I have them all the time. And then there's that part of my brain that goes, no, that would be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, but one of mine is shoot him by the dumpster.
Did I ever tell you?
I think of that all the time.
I had one, the one that strikes me because it was one of the more recent ones.
Was I telling you the other day, like somebody was talking to me, the intrusive thought that hit my head was like, mix borax and gunpowder with nail filings, like aluminum foil in a jar.
Most of my intrusive thoughts are things that would only really affect me.
Yeah.
Like
swim into the ocean. Just go.
yeah. What if I just crashed my car into this fucking thing on the interstate? Like,
Are you familiar with L'appel du vide?
no.
L'appel du vide is the call of the void.
Oh, okay.
It's that voice in your head
Yes.
if you're like near the edge of a cliff. It's
Yeah.
like, just
you're
fucking
jump
do it,
over.
Josie. Yeah.
Yeah. But I had one a few years ago where I was going to a client's house to go look at some work, and it was like a townhouse where the door was ground level, but as soon as you walk in, it was stairs, and then the whole domicile is upstairs.
Yeah.
So I knock on the door, and
Would you have called Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment a Dahmer-style?
maybe now. So I'm standing there, and of course you can hear when somebody's coming down the step. Most people kind of clump down the stairs. So I could hear as she was coming down the stairs, and out of the fucking blue, I got in my head, what if the second I hear her unlatch the deadbolt, I just kicked the fucking door? It was like one of the first, it's the only one I can think of where I had an intrusive thought that would genuinely terrify the fuck out of someone else. Like most of my intrusive thoughts are like, what if I just walked into the ocean and never turned around? But yeah, I was like, oh my God, right when I hear that deadbolt slide, I should just kick the shit out of this door. And of course my brain was like, that's a crazy thought.
Yeah.
Why would you don't even,
So your intrusive thoughts are, I should murder this innocent woman. That's not good,
I had
Patrick.
never even seen it. I was literally like, my brain was like, you've never even seen this person. You don't know what that person on the other side of the door looks like. What are we doing? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, where'd you bury her?
I was gonna say, were you just trying to scare, or did you was it like just a fantasy?
I don't. It wasn't a fantasy at all. It was just like a pass. It was like a fleeting.
She opens the door and you're
just sweating.
You look nice.
I'm here to look at your kitchen. Yeah. No, I just it was like a fleeting thought where I was like, yeah, kick the door. And I was like, what? Where did you come from?
Yeah, fucking do it.
Fucking do it.
Yeah.
What do you have to live for? Nothing.
I did not kick the door. I did very little work in her house because it was gross.
Okay, I was gonna say, did you win the bid?
I did a couple things, and I was like, call me if you want to do this and that and the other thing. And I walked out of that house going, it smells terrible.
Oh no.
She had animals.
Cat lady.
It was gross. Dogs. She had a bunch of dogs in like a small apartment, and she was not clean. I was there to look at like something wrong with her sink, and there were like days old dirty dishes in the sink, and like I was like, you knew somebody was coming to look at this. Like, why And she's like, oh, let me move those and just move them onto the counter. And I'm like, and everything. Oh my God, it smelled bad.
Did she was she like a shut-in or something like that?
I
Like
don't
a
fucking know.
agoraphobic, or do you think you have mental illness? Probably.
Probably.
Speaking of mental illness, so throughout history, some mentally ill individuals have a
Nice segue.
You want a segue?
Yeah.
Throughout history, some mentally ill individuals have occupied some very respected roles. Not just like court fools, but shamans or mystics and prophets, holy men. In Russia, the Eurodivi, or holy fool, was sometimes referred to as someone touched by God. So you would have like somebody at church who's running around being crazy. They're like, oh no, God gave him that crazy. One thing that I find really
Russia
fascinating.
also had some Zoroastrian, really tall guys with beards and big honking cocks.
Yeah, they sure did.
Or at least one.
At least one. The big dick mystic.
Isn't it in a jar in a museum somewhere?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is. Yeah. We did an episode about Patrick's visit to the Icelandic Penis Museum, and we covered Rasputin's penis.
Oh, God.
He never covered his own penis, but we covered it extensively.
Fair.
I have been to the Icelandic Phallus Museum or whatever it's called.
Damn.
Pretty cool
Penis
spot.
Museum.
Yeah, the dick
Penis
museum. Lots of dicks. 200 something dicks.
In various indigenous cultures, visions and altered states are interpreted as signs of spiritual significance rather than something pathological. One thing I find fascinating is that monsters often represent the boundaries of what society really considered fully human, right? So like a werewolf embodies the fear of losing reason, just like uncontrollable, right? A changeling expresses anxiety about children who develop unexpectedly or the loss of a child.
Okay.
Like you and I have spoken many times. Like I don't technically like have a fear or a phobia of anything in particular, but we all, as fathers, carry the fear of something happening to your child.
One
like,
thing. That's
which is
one thing.
fucking terrifying. I don't have anything. I would not be able to be like, I'm afraid of that thing specifically. And of course, if like a fucking bear charges me, I'll be like, oh fuck. But
Yeah.
like, I can't think of anything that I would say I am personally afraid of.
Being afraid in a moment and having a phobia are different.
Usually, like if I'm going to climb on a tall roof or something, yeah, I get that like moment, but I can get over it logically, right? But like the fear of something happening to your kid, that's that's represented by the changeling. Possession externalizes like a bunch of terrifying changes in personality and perception. Really just mental illness in general.
Sure.
So the stories aren't necessarily attempts at diagnosis. They're cultural frameworks, so people can pour their fears into them. It's like any horror story, really. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the fear of being hacked up by some big fuck in a skin mask with a chainsaw. Like,
which we all have.
I could say that that's not necessarily a fear that's present in my everyday, but I certainly don't like the idea.
Again, were I in that situation, I would feel fear in that moment. I don't have just an overarching fear of that happening. It's like, I'm not afraid of sharks.
Yeah,
I swim in the ocean all the time.
I don't have like thalassophobia or anything.
Right.
I was just in the ocean earlier today, floating on my back, and I was like, you know what? Pretty good conditions for sharks today.
Yeah.
And
I think about it periodically when I'm in the ocean. I'm like, yeah, what if? And then I keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I got two legs.
I've seen sharks while I've been in the ocean, and I've gone, oh, that's crazy.
Yep.
And one time in particular, I was like, well, I'm going to head back in when it was a particularly large one. And, but I mean, I don't have like this overarching fear. However, were I to be bitten by a shark in that moment, I would certainly experience fear.
Do you think that you would be afraid of sharks after that? You'd have like dreams and shit, or you'd just be like, that's sharks, baby.
I think that would probly be the latter. I would probably be like, what are the odds it's going to happen twice?
Yeah, lightning's not going to stick.
Yeah, ladders would be a problem for me too. After just could bit your leg off. You get that's sharks, baby. Get the throwback. Dr. Bronner's.
That was Dr. Bronner, right? Yeah.
It was a good reference.
Oh fuck, Drew's here. Okay. On one episode, Jerry, I read the entire back of the Dr. Bronner's soap label, which took about 25-30 minutes.
Are you familiar with Dr. Bronner and the crazy stream of consciousness on those labels? At one point,
I've heard of Dr. Bronner, but I've never heard of the story. I never read.
If you pick up a bottle of Dr. Bronner's soap, you will be pleased because you like the peppermint more.
Yeah, it's an excellent product.
I like the peppermint a lot. I like the lavender, I think, a little more.
My combo is I like to take a bath with the peppermint and the rose because it's like hot and cold at the same time. Very nice. But usually I go for the baby soap because it's unscented and it is very effective.
I liked the lavender for a really long time. That was my favorite.
Also,
then I found a better
put it
lavender.
up your butt, it doesn't burn.
I liked the lavender the most for a long time. Then I found a lavender soap I like more, and now I think I'm probably back on the peppermint.
Yeah.
There's no other product like Dr. Bronner's peppermint soap.
You know, it's frustrating.
It makes your whole body tingle.
I got some Castile soap. You know, Castile soap's made from olive oil.
I did not know that.
Interesting. You can make it pretty easy, apparently. I looked up some tutorials.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Because I'm lazy and stupid.
Sure.
But the peppermint Dr. Bronner's better than any other Castile soap peppermint. I'll stand by that.
Okay.
Because I bought some recently. Not satisfied. Doesn't burn enough.
Yeah.
Really want it to burn.
That's kind of scary. I mean, I don't know. When I get in the shower, I just want to chill out and just get in and out. Like, actually, I haven't taken a bath in forever. I need to probably take a nap.
He's a tubby boy.
Yeah, I like a bath. I like a soak.
Riley
I like
loves a good tubby.
Well, I like
Not
go to
me.
the beach so much that I
It's
just
been
float
years.
there. Yeah. Dr. Bronner's is an experience because you're like, I'm so fucking clean right now.
It literally makes your whole body
You're
tingle.
like, oh my God, my balls.
Yeah, your balls are like tingly. You're
But
like,
on the back of that
boy.
label, there's a whole sequence where Dr. Bronner's talking about a bunch of shit. He says a bunch of crazy philosophical nonsense nut job bullshit for like a lot of it.
For those of you listening who haven't listened to our corporate cults episode, that we talk about it at length.
There's a sequence where there's a part of that where he's like, you know, where it's cold and a shark will bite its friends, but that's sharks.
Is it like advertising, like jargon, or
no,
is
it's
this
just
real?
it's just a crazy stream of consciousness.
It's madness.
It's like
all one.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Oh, what? Oh, what?
Yeah, there's a part on the label where in all caps it just says all one with exclamation
There are
points
many parts
over and over.
of that, actually.
Yeah.
Tune into our Patreon for my 24-minute
Read of the
read
entire
of the
label.
whole thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna do this goddamn episode at some point. All right. There's an entire branch. Michelle Branch. There's an entire episode. Fuck my ass. There's an entire. Drew collects all the times I say fuck my ass, and he's got it in a file somewhere. I'm positive.
I just love you said Michelle Branch.
I did.
That's a callback right there. Had a girlfriend at that time.
Yeah, the Michelle Branch days era.
Doing laundry. Yeah.
There's an entire branch of scholarship developed to the topic of like, you know, monsters and myths based around mental health. And some of the most intriguing discussions involve specific conditions like epilepsy or melancholia, hysteria, sleep paralysis, what have you, and how they intersect with stories like witches and fairies and saints and demons. Those connections become especially rich when you move into the medieval and early modern periods when supernatural and medical explanations often coexist. And one place where this is especially prescient is in ancient Greece. In ancient Greece, mental illness was prescribed commonly as either a gift or a punishment from the gods, not necessarily something to be punished or treated by humans. You know, it's like, okay, that person's fucking crazy. Gods did that. I'm not going to fuck with it. Usually, if you were touched with hallucinations or like you were raving in the street, common people would very simply steer clear of you because the gods had already done some shit to you. And the Grecian method of dealing with what we could call like the commonly divine or like godly shit in your day to day, which they had all over the fucking place, was to just not fuck with it because you might anger the gods.
I was going to say, yeah, because their gods were very, experienced very human emotions.
Yeah, their gods were like, hey, don't touch my shit.
Yeah.
And then bip, you're a monkey or something.
Yeah, if you read any Greek mythology, it's full of like rage and jealousy.
And they will turn you into a goose and then fuck you. That is the thing that they do.
Old Zeus and Hera.
Yeah. Either that or like, you know, if
that
like,
lady let a peacock fuck her.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Sure.
Do you think afterwards she was like, no, I knew it was Zeus. I promise, guys, I knew.
So yeah, either like
big honking human dick. The peacock with a human dick. I knew it was Zeus.
God damn it. So yeah, either the mentally ill would be completely ignored, or they'd be treated like prophets and employed in a temple as a seer, or you know, sex slaves. That one's kind of ubiquitous. On. That's pretty much like
ubiquitous across all the cultures.
Yeah,
let's make him a sex slave.
Be like, you see the shiny? You see the get in the bed.
Oh my god!
Plato once said,
"Get in bed." I love that.
I don't love
hell.
it. I'm sorry that I did that.
I can't wait to use that on a girl and be like, hey.
You see the shiny?
Hey,
I think in the context we were just talking about, Jerry, you probably shouldn't.
No. Yeah, my bad.
okay,
I'm
so
sorry.
I'm gonna backtrack.
I'm sorry.
The common reaction to mental illness is to not fuck with it. Like you sucked off Zeus, and now Hera is making you scream nonsense. Like
Right,
that's the thought. Like, okay, you did something dumb,
Yeah.
and now you're being punished, and I'm not gonna fuck with that. I'm ignoring you. Go away, right? But the flip side to that is called theomania. The term comes primarily from Plato, who had this like dialogue. It's called Phaedra. Which is like fucking, he wrote this whole thing. The Grecian philosophers were really good at using other people in their writings. So like Plato wrote this thing called the Phaedra. There was a dialogue with Aristotle and somebody else, or between Aristotle and like a student, right?
Okay.
So in this one passage, or it's Socrates, I'm sorry, not Aristotle, different guy. So Socrates is arguing that some forms of madness are actually gifts from the gods and can be superior to ordinary rationality. Right, divine madness is the idea of the theomania, right?
Okay.
Plato's-
Aristotle, Socrates,
And Plato.
Morons.
I'm so glad you caught it.
That's my favorite movie,
Princess
man.
Bride?
Yeah. That's my favorite movie of all time. It's crazy that you're quoting movies. I thought you didn't see
I've
those.
seen some. Believe it or not.
So yeah, in the Phaedra.
I watched a movie yesterday that you haven't even seen.
Yet.
Yeah.
Let me get that Hulu account, baby. That's the one I don't have.
Oh, I got you.
So in the Phaedra, Plato's pushing back against the assumption that all irrationality was harmful. He wrote that the greatest blessings come to us through madness, provided it is given by divine gift. And we talked before in another episode about how like a lot of like the old school philosophies, Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, they all are like, here's logic, here's, where this is how we do this. But also don't forget the gods are running shit. It's like if a man wants to be on equal terms with another man, that they must agree on a level playing field. But then they both also have to remember there's gods that will fucking turn you into a goat and fuck you. So, it's like they would sit around all day in their robes just being like, yeah, we have to figure out the meaning behind the universe. And somebody would be like, it's the gods. Like, no, other than that, it's the gods. Yeah, but like,
Remember that really pretty lady Medusa? She's got snakes coming out of her fucking head.
Oh, yeah, Snakehead Medusa. We know her, yeah.
Wasn't that the story of Medusa? She was like,
She was beautiful.
obscenely beautiful.
Yeah, and
then Aphrodite got
She had
pissed off
sex
and
and
turned her into.
Oh, you know what's going to look really good with all that pretty hair? Snakes, bitch.
And any man who looks at you turns to stone.
It was actually, she made love in the temple of Aphrodite.
Was that what it was?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was as in, was it Clash of the Titans?
Yeah.
They did her background kind of legend.
Yeah, I know that. That's a good one. Ray Bradbury. Not Bradbury. Fuck. Ray Harryhausen.
Bradbury is Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah. Ray Harryhausen is the stop motion animator that did
cool.
Clash of the Titans, Seventh Voyage of Sinbad.
With like the 1979.
Yeah.
Clash of the Titans was the one with Bubo, right? The owl?
Bubo.
Okay. Bubo.
The owl.
Yeah.
The little metal owl. That was a weird movie, but it was cool.
It was a weird movie. I like the animation of Pegasus because it like gallops in the sky, which is stupid.
That was a great movie. I had that as a movie on VHS as a kid.
It came out. My dad had this story that he told because he, like I said, he was an animator in Detroit in like the 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
and he went to an animation convention. This is in like 1979, right? And Ray Harryhausen, the animator for Clash of the Titans, is there, like doing a thing. And that night, Clash of the Titans was being released.
Your dad got to see his Harryhausen?
Yes. So Clash of the Titans was being released. The other movie that was being released that same night was Star Wars.
Really? Wow. Holy shit.
So my dad had a conversation with Ray Harryhausen about that movie. And Harryhausen was like, oh no, we're fucked. Like that's not
fair.
The box office.
Yeah, and that was actually the last movie that guy animated too. He's like, I don't think I'm gonna do another one of these fucking things. That'll do. We're boned.
That's
we're
just
boned
bad
here.
luck.
They really fucked us in this one.
It was real bad luck.
Did you do stop motion animation?
My dad?
Father? Yeah.
No, not really. It was usually traditional or hand drawn stuff. A lot of commercials. Some stop motion stuff. Did you ever see the show Home Improvement?
Mm-hmm.
You know the opening where it plays like the theme song and fucking the shit drives through the fence. Yeah. My dad did all that. That shit was all in my basement growing up.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I hated my father. So anyway, so Plato, he identifies 4 kinds of madness. This is interesting because this is the first time you're ever taking a philosophical or scientific look whatsoever at mental illness, right?
Okay.
So he had number 1, which is prophetic madness. It was associated with the god Apollo, and it inspired oracles and shit like that.
Okay.
It's pretty self-explanatory, right? You're crazy. You go into a ritualistic trance.
Prophetic means you have delusions of grandeur. You feel like you're a prophet, or
no, you have prophecies. Like you
have prophecies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you become like an oracle.
Okay.
Right. So there's that, and you get to like hyperventilate.
Well, I'm trying to put them in categories of like what we call mental illness.
Yeah. So
I didn't know if that was like a schizophrenia, because a lot of paranoid schizophrenia.
I see what you're saying.
Delusions of grandeur. They think they're a prophet.
Well, like, so to the Greeks,
or they think they're Jesus.
Yeah, you get a lot of stuff like that, but it would be like more like with the Grecian pantheon, none of them would be like, I am this god, because that's unknowable. But even with the mental illness, they'd be like, well, Apollo possessed me for a moment and gave me an image
and told me that there's a big wave that's going to take out all of.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, Apollo.
You're Nostradamus types.
Yes. Okay. In a way, but. You got to figure the way that they were doing prophecies back in the day, right? It would be literally like fucking any temple you go into where there's a prophet, they could either be like, tomorrow you're going to die. Or they could have a full blown fucking seizure and vomit blood and be like, it's going to rain owls. And, and both of those were equally like, all right, well, that's a prophecy. Fuck.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of false prophets, that are just fucking making shit up. But then there are also examples of like geological gases seeping into different temples, because the Greek islands actually sit on a lot of mineral gas faults.
Right.
So like there are examples of like in Delphi. Now here are the Oracle of Delphi. There's a big theory that the people in that temple were high as fuck all the time because they were being gassed and they were seeing visions and shit.
Jesus.
Was that like on methane or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, methane would just kill them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, methane. Right? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
I've never huffed methane.
I know there's like places in Mexico.
I was thinking carbon monoxide, not methane.
Yeah, carbon monoxide killed Weird Al's parents.
Oh, that's
Weird Al, Yankovic?
Yeah.
Okay. I know.
No, the other Weird Al.
Sorry, yeah.
No, Leibowitz.
I know there's a death cave in Mexico that has that because it's carbon monoxide. So basically, if you go in that cave, you die.
Yeah.
But it's carbon monoxide. Yeah. Awesome.
Carbon monoxide binds with your oxygen receptors in your lungs, so that actual
you asphyxiate,
like CO2 or actual O2 cannot bind.
All right, so the second kind of madness that Plato describes is Dionysian madness, which is associated with Dionysus, right? And that follows in ecstatic rites with like music and dancing.
Right.
So like dancing fool,
just party animal.
Just like fucking full on party animal. 22-year-old white lion girl, just fucking full on. The Greeks believed these experiences could purge suffering and restore harmony, just fucking dance out your crazies, right? The third was a poetic kind of madness.
Okay.
Literally it's called poetic madness, and that's associated with the muses. And that would be like you're fucking like a Van Gogh, like this brilliant artist who's also crazier than piss.
Okay.
You tortured genius, the aspiring artist, creativity coming from suffering.
Sure. Getting a date based on cutting your ear off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then the fourth, your favorite, I think, erotic madness. Which is associated with Aphrodite and Eros.
Fucking band name. Band name.
Erotic madness.
Erotic madness is going
touring with sexual predators. The symptoms of erotic madness are like obsession, euphoria, sleeplessness, loss of appetite, recklessness, just based around like I love this woman or man or what have you.
Erotic madness, was that what it was?
Yeah, to Plato, erotic madness could elevate the soul and lead a person towards beauty and truth. The pursuit of love. It's the kind of shit that like, who's that bitch that ate the pomegranate seeds? Fucking abducted by Hades and down in the underworld.
Demeter's daughter.
Persephone.
Was it? Yeah, Persephone.
Persephone. Is it Persephone?
I think you're right.
Persephone.
Yes,
so
I believe you're right.
Yeah, the pursuit of her would be like fucking madness.
And then Hades made the deal that he would send her back for part of the year every year, and that's where the seasons come from because Demeter was the mother of.
But who's the boy that went after her? It was he was trying to get her out and like almost got all the way out there, but then I'm thinking something fucking Grecian stuff.
Somebody went to try and rescue her from Hades before, and then she was like, "No, I kind of dig it here," but then she made the deal to come back for part of the year, and then that's how they explain the seasons.
Hey, it's the pomegranate seeds, and Hades is like, gotcha, bitch.
Right. So yeah, because if you eat anything from Hades, then you have to go hang out there, I guess.
Got the Mary and Hades blues.
But then she liked it. But then she would come back. So whenever she would go back to Hades is when you experience winter months. And then whenever she comes back is when the harvest and everything happens.
So anyway, there's this big tension with, philosophers and priests saying that madness came from the gods, because at the same time, you also had a new wave of like physician coming through and being like, madness comes from the body. Like, this is
right.
These are ill people. But like the overarching religious just diaspora of the time is like, no, they're fucked by the gods.
Yeah.
They fucked a goose and now they're crazy and they tell us when we can sail our ships. And the physicians are like, dude, I think we could just like, they need some rest and like diet and exercise. Maybe they'll just be able to live normal lives. And, a priest comes through and is like, you're going to get fucked by a goose. You're insulting the gods.
Jesus Christ.
Getting goosed.
Not gonna let you down, Goose.
Christ.
No, he's not. We're not doing that one yet.
A different kind of wingman.
One could argue that Western culture has never entirely abandoned the idea of divine madness. It appears in the idea of like medieval mystics, like Merlin, right? Or Christian saints that experienced visions, or Joan of Arc, right? She's fucking inspired to yada yada.
Olga
of Kiev, right? She had a fucking divine vision of killing a bunch of motherfuckers. Like the image of like the mad genius, like Nikola Tesla would have this sort of like divine madness, right? And modern discussions of creativity, bipolar disorder, all centered around like, oh, well, it's like it's a gift, or it's very commonly found in contemporary science fiction. You'd get this like, Messiah, or, like any movie starring Timothy Chalamet usually has like this kind of like, I saw a Bob Dylan documentary. It's like, he's an asshole, but he's a genius too. The movie sucked. I don't know how you feel about Bob Dylan. Alert. Yeah, spoiler alert. That movie fucking blows, and Joan Baez is so much better than Bob Dylan. Anyway, then we come to a gentleman named Hippocrates, or Hippocrates of Kos, also known as Hippocrates II, named after his grandfather, Hippocrates, also known as Hippocrates of Kos.
Cool.
So Hippocrates was one of the most outstanding figures in the history of medicine. He's traditionally referred to as the father of medicine in recognition of his lasting contributions to the field, such as the use of prognosis and clinical observation, the systemic categorization of diseases, and the later discredited formulation of a personal favorite.
I like how you said systemic categorization of diseases. It's getting very like Herzogish.
The way Waltz. Yeah, the way you just said it made it sound like Bjork. This systemic categorization of diseases. And a personal favorite of yours, I believe, is humoral theory.
Okay.
Familiar with humoral theory?
No, but apparently it's a favorite of mine.
It is. It's the humors.
Oh.
You know the humors?
Yeah.
The bile.
I've got them.
They're damp. Got damp humors. So Hippocratic medicine is built on one central assumption, and that is that the mind is not separate from the body. This is a fucking world-changing thing in mental health, everything. Right. Because kind of like the overarching theory of medicine up to this point has been that the body is just a conduit for something divine. Right. Which, I mean, like, still works with Hippocrates. Like, he's like, yeah, the gods are still running shit.
Could still be, yeah.
But it's like they're driving a car, and that car still needs work. Like, you still have to put oil in the fucking thing. You still got to, it needs the parts, or else it's not going to fucking work. So his whole theory of, like, a more, like, cohesive
And everybody was
health,
like, what the fuck is a car, dude?
I'm using an analogy for
I know,
you.
I'm kidding.
So in this framework, thoughts, emotions, and behavior arise from the brain and bodily fluids, which is not true, but it's what they were thinking.
But it's where we get guys like Wilhelm Reich.
Yeah, big cum guy. Wilhelm Reich was a philosopher and physician in the 1920s and 30s.
Was that our first Boring Man Crazy Life? Was Wilhelm Reich?
Yeah, he's in there. And who else did we have in there? First Boring Man Crazy Life was like Herzog. What was that?
Babe.
last night.
Oh yeah. So all right, you're Patrick's getting fucking.
Stop.
Hey,
shut
you
up.
You up texts.
God damn it.
Rebecca with a K.
It's biblical.
It's about to be biblical. Fucking what was I saying? Wilhelm Reich was a guy that we did a few episodes on. Interesting character, big cum guy.
He believed a lot of things were because cum.
Yeah, a lot of it was cum. Cum energy kind of ran everything.
Yeah,
he called it orgon.
Did he actually like save his like semen stuff? Like some.
He probably saved some semen stuff. I would say that sounds fair. But he had this idea of something called orgon, that there's a sort of life energy that was stored in the balls, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you came, you had less of it, but you also had to come or else you die or something.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
I have to go back over some of that stuff.
I was like, fucking, oh my God, that was
2 years ago.
a year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so depression-like states were referred to as melancholia, and agitation was referred to as mania, and confusion was called phrenitis in later works of Hippocrates. Specifically, you would have like melancholia.
Does phrenitis, does that lead to phrenology?
Yes, it does.
As I'm looking at our phrenology bust over there?
Sure are, yeah. This is brain stuff,
Hell
right?
yeah.
Melancholia, mania, and phrenitis are like the big three psychological tellers. But they are not referred to by Hippocrates as spiritual problems or moral failings. They're physiological imbalances. He's really fucking hammering that home. The famous humoral system, which is a 4-part bisected system of blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. The 4 things you really got to keep an eye on. They were like directly guided treatment. And this is like all across the Greek and Roman pantheon.
So much
the humors were
now.
a big deal. It's like if you were out in the morning and it was like the damp humors got in, they'd get into your fucking yellow bile. And they'd be like, oh, we got to drain bile out of your spleen or else you're going to get fucking, going to have ghosts in your blood.
Yeah.
And it'd be literal ghosts.
It's all very scientific.
Like the whole thing was like there were spirits and demons that floated around in the air, and damp air had bad ones, but dry air had like sad ones. And you breathe them in, and then they get into your balls, and you got to drain the black bile out of your shit. And it's like a fucking whole weird medical thing, but I don't know, it's kind of cool.
What was phlegm doing? What was phlegm in the mix?
You can't have phlegm. That's no good.
Not for your lungs. Because
you walked out and you had the damp humors and you breathe it in and you're like, they're in your lungs.
Feel bad for anybody who had seasonal allergies.
Yeah, you gotta look out. The phlegm is a big deal. So yeah, like fucking too much black bile would cause a low mood. Excess yellow bile would cause agitation. Excess phlegm caused lethargy, probably because you couldn't fucking breathe.
Yeah.
Imbalance among all 4 gave you kind of a general instability.
Oh, okay.
Right? The treatment aimed to rebalance the system, and the Hippocratic therapy became very practical. It was bloodletting and purgatives.
Yes.
Just throwing up and bleeding.
Yeah.
Bleeding and puking.
That'll make you feel better.
That'll fix you right up. You gotta get that shit out of you. Cough it up, puke it up, bleed it out.
Yeah.
poop it out.
Poop it out. There's blood in your poop. That's good. You needed that out of there.
You've got too much black bile.
But yeah, I just wanted to restore shit. Hippocratic medicine is very sensitive to the environment as well. One of his texts was called Airs, Waters, and Places. It argued that climate affected temperament, geography affected health, seasonal changes affected mental stability, which is true. That one works. Like I've had seasonal affective disorder like my whole life.
Yeah.
You know, in the fall I get fucking bummed out.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Even here, like in St. Augustine, like
it's weird because like I'm Midwestern,
okay,
right? So
I get more manic in the fall. Like when the cools down and it's like really nice out, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go do things.
This is really hard to describe because I'm from the Midwest, right? I expect it to be nice and cool in the fall, right? Which would be a precursor to a winter. Winter was always the darkest time, like in my life growing up. So like, I mean, not just metaphorically, but also there's not as much light. But like winter's fucking bad if you're from up north. I don't know if you've ever lived in the north, but it fucking sucks, dude. It's like 6 months of just darkness and cold and misery. And sometimes there's a pretty day, but for the most part, you get ready for some shit because it sucks.
Yeah,
and
it's just gray.
Just hide the knives.
Yeah, slit your wrist to see some color. But so the fall is the precursor to that, and as it gets colder, you know, it's like this lead in to a worse time, and you can just kind of feel it coming, right? Well, since I live down here, I still have that, but there's like no fucking indication that the winter's coming.
Yeah.
It's now 70 degrees instead of 85 degrees.
Yeah.
It's fine outside, but I'm like, I don't know, man. It's fucking October. This isn't good.
There are no stakes this time.
Exactly. It's not going good. I don't know. It's going to get real dark.
We're going to have a week of cold shit.
So I've got like every year I get fucking real down in the dumps because I'm like, the winter's going to be hard. And then it's not. I don't have to mow the grass. It's fine.
You got to put on a hoodie for like a week and a half.
I can't go to the beach. I can, but it's cold.
Shit. Sometimes we have beach days on Christmas.
Yeah, I've done that many times.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so the treatment for things like that would be relocating a patient to a different climate, exposure to fresh air, bathing in specific waters, avoiding polluted environments in general. So like pretty logical. Like you feel like shit?
Yeah.
Let's take you somewhere nice.
That feels like it would still work today.
How about some good stuff, some fresh air?
To some positive effect.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like you can't fix every problem with that, but I know that if I live in a shitty little apartment and I'm sad and it's dark in there, going outside for a nice walk is good and it will help. You know? I
think the thing that's good about that is it really puts your mental state front and center because
yeah, exactly.
You know, as most of us know now, your mental state has a lot to do with how your body sort of recovers or doesn't recover from something more serious.
Well, it's like, I quit smoking because it was making me depressed.
Really?
Yeah. That was literally, I smoked for like fucking almost 30 years. And I'm 38, so what does that tell you? But like, I realized that I'd be doing just fine, and then I would smoke a cigarette, and right after I'd be sad.
Yeah.
It happened enough times that I noticed it, and I was like, oh, well, that fucking blows. I dislike the being sad more than I like this 30-year addiction of mine.
Right.
And so I've been better since.
Damn.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll still kind of like, I have a pipe that I'll smoke, like a tobacco pipe. Mm-hmm. If I feel like I want to go outside and whittle or something and have coffee, usually in the fall. But like, I'll smoke the pipe.
Prime whittling and pipe smoking.
And it's nice. It's nice to do that, but I will still feel a little down after I do that. It's
really?
Weird. Yeah. It's
fucking
fucking
nicotine or?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's oxygen deprivation or something. I don't know. Sucks though.
Yeah. Do you miss nicotine or do you?
Yeah, every second. Not as much as I miss booze.
Okay.
And cocaine and black tar heroin. No, I'm fine.
I was just curious. Sorry.
I actually love not drinking or smoking because I get to shame other people for it. I'm always on Patrick.
Yeah, it's probably the one thing keeping him sober. The one thing keeping him sober is that he gets to talk shit to me whenever I.
Yeah. Also, I get to argue with my wife. It's fine.
Oh, nice.
That's
fun. Yeah.
Well, she smokes sober.
She smokes cigarettes?
Yeah. Oh, no, and I'm always like, you really got to quit. And she's like, will you stop? I'm just worried about your health, sweetie. She's like, you were just drinking whiskey and smoking cigarettes like our whole marriage. And now I'm just like, oh, really got to go for a jog or something. Okay. So Hippocrates is the one who really brought the idea of doing like a holistic health thing to the human body. If your mentality isn't working, if you've got screaming night terrors, maybe we can figure out something that has to do with diet. I don't know. At least we can poke at it or drain some blood, see if like that'll help.
Yeah, that's
because it's probably not the gods. Is like the whole thing. Or if it is the gods, maybe we could get them out of there. I don't know. You probably didn't inhale ghosts, but if you did, maybe they're in your bile.
They're everywhere.
About 100 some odd years later, somewhere between 120 and 200 CE, a guy named Aelius Galenus, or Claudius Galenus, or in the Anglican sense, just Galen, came on the scene. He was a Roman and Greek physician. He's a surgeon and philosopher. He's considered to be one of the most accomplished of all medical researchers of antiquity. He influenced the development of various scientific disciplines, including anatomy and physiology, pathology, pharmacology, neurology, philosophy, logicology.
All the G's. Just all the G's and P's.
Objabology?
That's not a real thing.
Objabology.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not, sir.
Galen's basically the figure who takes Hippocratic ideas and turns them into like fully worked out framework or something called somatic medicine, which is the idea that all mental and physical life is rooted in bodily processes, especially the organs and, again, the fucking humors. Because the humor theory hung around for a long time.
Humors don't go around for a while or go away for a while.
Yeah, that's around for 1,400 years.
I was going to say till like the 1800s.
Yeah, the humors are around for a while. It's essentially like the first villager who like went out in the rain and came back and had a hacking cough and was like, maybe dampness makes you that? Like, they started there, like fucking 1100 BCE, and then they stuck with that
It
for...
still exists to a certain degree when, like, you know, if,
I still
your
take
mom or
Mucinex
your
when my
wife or
phlegm's
somebody,
too much.
Yeah.
well, like your mom or your significant other or somebody is like, well, put on a coat before you go outside because you're gonna catch a cold,
And then we'll have to drain your bile.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, they're like, Mom...
My mom still says that.
Yeah, everybody's mom still says that. My mom said, why aren't you wearing a sweater? It's cold out. And I'm like, it's fine. I walked from the car into the house. I'm fine.
But the humors, the ghosts.
Yeah.
We're going to have to drain your bile.
But that's still like that lingering. I mean, not the draining bile
Do you
part.
want
but
your
there's
spleen
still,
pierced again?
There's still the
Fetch
part where
the
it's
leeches.
like, if you go outside and the weather's not ideal, you have to have some sort of protection.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know, and not that I'm suggesting standing out in a freezing rain.
The idea is that you'll catch a cold if you're out in the cold.
Right.
Which is not how that
Not
works.
how it works.
Just don't touch your face. You're probably fine.
Ever?
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Wash
Don't
your
touch your
hands.
face. It's fucking contagion protocols. You know,
Don't let nails go through your hand.
yeah, don't do that because you're gonna get lockjaw.
Maybe. We'll see.
But yeah, just fucking wash your hands and don't touch your face, and you usually won't get sick unless something pierces you. So Galen is basically he's this guy. He starts out doing this thing, somatic medicine. It's the idea that everything is rooted in bodily processes. Everything, all illness is bodily processes. It's not the will of anything, and it's not shit you're inhaling. It's that you're, you know, fucking you haven't eaten enough or you haven't exercised enough, or, you know, which is again not hitting the mark perfectly, but it is a little closer than like
Honing
you probably inhaled a ghost.
Honing
Right?
in on it. Yeah.
It's important to be precise here, though. Galen isn't just repeating Hippocrates. He's systemizing, he's expanding, and in some cases, he's locking in assumptions that would later be really, really hard to dislodge. The idea that all mental states are grounded in the body's physical condition, very literally, which is not quite hitting the mark. You know, like, you can't say that schizophrenia is based around what you ate. That's not. It isn't the case.
Yeah, you're bipolar because you don't go on enough walks.
Right, and there is a lot to be said about, yeah, of course your physical state does, you know, have something to do with bipolar or schizophrenia or things like that. But I've dealt in the realm of schizophrenia, not my own, but
sure,
medication helps a lot, and that can really fucking balance some shit out.
You don't have borderline personality disorder because you never learned how to swim.
Exactly. Right. So thoughts, emotions, personality, and perception were all treated as outcomes of your organs and your humors and physiological qualities in general, which is good, right?
Okay.
So psychology doesn't exist as a separate domain. It's a subset of physiology in this sense, and that's Galen's core move. One of Galen's biggest contributions is his insistence that the brain is the seat of the mind and emotion, because prior to that, the thought was your mind was an organ that worked your emotions and your thoughts through your body, like your heart pumping blood, right?
Okay.
There's no evidence that your brain isn't pulsing and pumping the same way your heart is, right? So they just be like, yeah, I mean, like, obviously it's in your blood or your balls, maybe. You know,
both.
madness is stored in the balls, as we all know.
Common fact.
Yeah, common fact.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, his big contribution is like the brain is itself a whole fucking thing, and he learned this through poking a lot of brains, pretty much. And be like, poke this guy, not so sad now. Poke this guy, ooh, sadder. Poke this, ooh, dead. He argues that the brain governs sensation and thought, and nerves transmit signals from the brain to the body. Like, he figured out the nervous system, which is fucking cool. Damage to the brain alters personality and cognition. He's like, oh, this fucking weird machine, this meat robot that we got here, like, it's got these little wires that fucking send signals.
Right.
That's a major step from earlier traditions that located emotion in, like, the heart. So, in other words, Galen's building an early model of neuropsychology, even if his mechanisms are a little wrong.
Sure.
I want to jump forward a little bit. We're pretty much all there, right?
Okay.
I think I covered everything except where I wanted to get. Jumping forward to the 4th century CE with the founding of St. Basil's Hospital, founded by Basil of Caesarea, also known as St. Basil the Great. He was not a physician in the Galenic sense. He was a Christian bishop a theologian, a social reformer, and an organizer of large-scale charity.
And a big fan of cesarean sections.
Big cesarean guy. Loved cutting that lower belly open. Loved popping them out.
Just pulling babies out left and right.
That's my impersonation of a cesarean.
You ever seen a cesarean section?
I have, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Have you?
No.
That shit's fucking wild. Yeah, my ex-wife, when my daughter was born, this is a fun story. I may have told it on the podcast.
I think you've told it on the podcast before.
So it was like 19 hours of labor, and it was no longer dilating. It was like a big thing. So it was an emergency C-section. Very dramatic. Particularly, a lot of blood, a lot of shit going on. I was like, fucking, it was like, we gotta rush, we gotta go. Oh, fuck. So rush into the operating room. I get the scrub down and the gown and everything. And I'm standing over her. She gets, she already had an epidural and she's getting medicated. So she's kind of like paralyzed. And I'm standing over her and I'm like, hey, sweetie, it's going to be fine. I got you. And I'm watching and I'm stone faced. I'm not fucking, I was proud of myself. I was like, I'm not showing a fucking single reaction as they just stab this bitch in the gut and rip. Like, I'm thinking like ER, like there'll be a nice clean incision with like a little blood that comes out and it'll be like a scalpel. These doctors are like, hey, what are we doing for happy hour? And then just pry her open with what looks like fucking car mechanic tools. And I'm like, but I'm stone faced, not making a react, nothing. Watch the whole thing. Baby gets pulled out. Baby's got a fucking weird lumpy head because it's fucking lodged in her pelvis. Yeah. And it's like literally sounded like that. And like, hey, we got a baby. There we go. Fucking take this thing. They're like, you want to go with the baby or whatever? I was like, I think I'm gonna stay with the wife actually, because I was
like
also
there's still work to do here.
I was pretty sure she was gonna die, so I was like, I'm gonna stay with her, baby. I'll catch up with the baby. I'll catch up with the baby. And so I stayed with her while I was getting stapled up and everything, and then went hung with the baby. Later that day, when I'm like, hey, that all went pretty smooth, she looks at me. Like first thing she said is like, I could see fucking everything in your glasses, dude.
Oh no! God. So there was a reflection, and she.
Yeah, and I'm just like, huh. All right, watching all this shit happen. She's like, I saw everything. Like fucking horror movie. She's a paralyzed.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, so Saint Basil of Caesarea,
Caesarea
of Little Caesar's Arena. He's a Christian bishop. He's a theologian. He's a social reformer and organizer of large-scale charity.
And stayed hot and ready.
He stayed hot and ready at all times to save souls. He built a complex of care institutions, often called the Basilias. The Basilias.
I don't feel like you should have workshopped that one before we started recording.
I got 18 pages here.
Okay.
The Basilias included facilities for the sick and the poor, travelers, the elderly, and in some accounts, people considered incurably ill.
Okay.
Before this, you did have hospitals in the ancient world, but they were mostly temples, military medical stations, private physician care, or household caregiving, because particularly in the Roman world, the head of the family, or the paterfamilias, right, he would be responsible for either chaining up a mentally ill family member or walking them around or killing them. Like if you can't control them, you kind of got to give them the axe.
I'm going to break some bad news to my mom.
Listen, I'm the paterfamilias around here, okay? Behind the dumpster, Ma. So what Basil does is different, right? He creates a permanent organized institution for strangers in need. And that shift is huge. It's insane. Like nothing in the world has ever done this, essentially. Not for another, I mean, like the Islamic world won't even follow this up for another 200 years. Okay. And then the Islamic world actually does a lot of it, but I'm going to save that for the next episode. So yeah, it just meant that suffering would no longer be a private family issue or like this religious pilgrimage problem. It was something that you could like write a letter, bring your family member, institutionalize them, and they would receive at the very least compassionate care. Okay. If not, a cure. Like, hey, here's someplace we could give, cousin Aurelius, who likes to fucking like york it in public and scream at the top of his lungs. We can't get him to stop doing that. But over here, he'll get a room and they'll soundproof it. So.
They'll give him his whole Yorkin garden.
Yeah, the reasoning was roughly caring for the sick is not optional charity. It's a spiritual obligation. So, this is one of those examples of like Christianity doing its Christianity thing, like the good thing, right?
Right. So this is pre-molestation and sexual assault, as far as we know. Or do we know? Or do we know things?
I mean, what we have talked about how sexual assaults kind of just threw out everything, right? So I would say probably the church was still diddling, you know?
Yeah.
I would say like 4 years in, the
They're
church started
still
diddling
now, so chances are
I would say,
diddling
you know, like, so you get Jesus, and then you get the Ascension, and like probably 4 or 5 years later, there's some diddling going on. I would say that's how that kind of goes.
Oh, God.
Because you're taking people and putting them in positions of power over vulnerable people, and that's where assault happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, the complex.
All you got to do is just let priests fuck.
I mean, they do, or then they just transfer them to different.
No.
They're not. Yeah, they're not allowed to.
I'm not talking about complicity. I'm talking about like let priests get married and let priests have relationships.
No,
like
those kids are
relationships.
not old enough to get married.
Fuck you.
No, I'm way too old for them.
And then the priesthood does not become a bastion of people who have this immense shame around being gay or being pedophiles or being whatever. Because that is what has happened over the course of, I mean, there's plenty of history of it where gay men go to a seminary, not a seminary, a seminary.
Yeah, but I was so close.
I caught you before. I saw the glint in your eye to become a priest because otherwise they're going to be ostracized by their family for never having relationships, never being married, never this, never that, right? But I'm never going to get married because I'm not interested in women. So what other recourse do I have? I'm going to become a priest. I'm not saying that's every priest. I'm saying that a lot of people did that. Same for people who had predilections toward, wanting to do sexual things with children.
Yeah. So, okay. So I want to wrap this up.
Okay.
Unlike the priests. So a final way to frame this is, did you just?
I just said fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they were doing. Earlier when you said priesthood, I was like, well, you just got to pull it back a little bit. Okay. So,
boy.
Hey, priest diddle kids. Final way to frame this is look at Hippocrates, right? His thing was about how
Sorry to any priests listening that maybe
I'm fucking not. Get a real job.
Don't fuck kids, but get your house in order.
Fucking leave the church. What are you talking? Like, go fucking work in a restaurant or something. Jesus. Fucking get a life, nerd. So anyway, so Hippocrates, right? His thing was that mental illness had become like a natural thing. Like it wasn't just divine madness. Galen said that mental illness was bodily and systemic to having a body, right? And then Basil, his whole thing was that like this suffering becomes institutionalized and moral responsibility in general. Like that's like Basil's thing was we have to take care of these people, whether or not they're cursed by God or they're naturally ill or it's something they ate. It doesn't matter because we need to care for these people. And that's where the basis of the institution comes. And since it was a hospital, the Hippocratic method was already in place and the Hippocratic oath as well. So actual doctors would have to, admit that they had a moral obligation to helping the sick.
To do no harm.
And referring very specifically to these people as sick.
Okay.
Which is a big deal. Psychiatric medicine had not really been like, well, they're ill. They'd just been like, well, they're crazier than
right.
6 dogs fucking in a haystack or something.
Nuttier and squirrel turds.
Yeah, there you go. Whatever hillbilly bullshit we can say. They're crazier and piss. So anyway, that's the locus of mental illness. From the gods to it being natural, from it being natural to it being the body, from being the body to being a societal ill that then needs to be taken care of. And that is where we're going to leave it till we return with the next episode where we discuss the formation of public madhouses and the Bedlam Hospital in England.
Okay.
And the Bedlam Hospital, you can probably guess, had some bad things happen. It's called fucking Bedlam.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, it's the root of the term Bedlam.
Is it really?
Yes, is this hospital.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not great. You ever see House on Haunted Hill with Jeffrey Rush?
No.
Yeah, well, you check that one out and you'll probably be ready for the episode.
I also haven't seen it either.
It's good.
I know. I feel bad.
It's actually fucking super cool. It's this horror movie. It's from like 2000, I think 99. 99, great year for movies. Where like a psychiatric hospital that did horrible things, like fucking there's like a revolt of the patients and all the doctors are slaughtered. And then fast forward like 100 years, it's a haunted house. And these people go there and a bunch of crazy Victorian hospital horror shit happens. And it's cool. Huh. It's the first movie I ever saw where like they had the ghost performers perform everything backwards, and then they played the ghost portions forward, so they've got this weird, jerky, fucking backwards gait. It's really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You saw it in theaters?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters back when it came out.
Nice.
I have 2 takeaways from this.
The movie sucks, I want to say, but it's fucking. There's some real.
Thanks
cool
for adding
horror.
that part.
There's,
So I don't
it's
watch it.
not a good movie. It's got Chris Kattan.
There are good,
but
oh
like,
my god, there are good movies that I need to see. I don't need to waste my time with bad movies.
It's not. It's never a waste to watch a movie, man. It's all part of our public and social experience.
I've got 2 takeaways from this episode. They're both business minded. One of them is that someone should start a therapy. Some sort of one-on-one therapy.
Yeah, for-profit hospitals. Yeah,
some sort of one-on-one therapy out in nature under a tree next to a stream. I think it could be that could be extremely lucrative for whoever wants to jump on that. The second is a 5-star restaurant, like a Michelin star, 5-star restaurant.
5-star pizza.
5-star restaurant. Nobody knows what that is if they don't live here.
There are 5-star pizzas all over the country.
Not all over the country.
Yep.
I think just in northern Florida.
Prove it.
I will.
Look it up.
I will. First, let me finish my goddamn thought. Thank you. The second is for a 5-star restaurant, like a really nice upscale, like Michelin star type restaurant.
Italian?
It could be.
Would they serve pizza? 5-star pizza?
Shut the fuck up. I swear to God, I'm going to throw this microphone stand at you.
You've been fucking my whole train of thought up for 2 hours.
Welcome to the last year and a half of my life.
I'm just saying, we're on an equal footing here. Kemosabe.
Staffed entirely by priests.
Yes.
And they just bless all your stuff. I mean, it's a good wine list. It's all blessed. Your food.
Yeah.
You get the ossobuco over like a nice risotto, a rosemary risotto, and the priest, like a tableside blessing. Yeah. Rather than like tableside guacamole.
Right.
You get tableside body and blood of Christ.
Yeah. And then they go in the back and they diddle a kid.
The busboy.
Well, yeah, it was, like where your head's at.
Oh God, no! That keeps them away from the kids. That keeps them away from the kids. Nobody's bringing their kids to a 5-star Michelin star restaurant. That's date night only. It's only adults walking through the door.
Okay,
that keeps them away.
So where are they going to?
Theoretically,
where are they going to get the kids?
Theoretically, they could turn anything based on the Eucharist. They could turn anything into the body and blood of Christ. Right? If you're a priest, you can turn this fucking jujubes and Kool-Aid into the body and blood of Christ.
This
part of the process.
In Bucharest.
Yeah.
Yes. Could be.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Delete Everything Podcast. I have been your host, Patrick Wall. With me is my co-host, Riley Bowen. And then over here, we got Jerry Lambert.
Thank you so much for having me.
Christopher
Lambert. He loves to try, but he never ends the show.
He doesn't let me end the show.
I would let you if you did it right. Would you like to? You want to give it the old college try?
If you like this show, please leave us a rating or a review or subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and whatever other dumb dick piss Patrick says usually most of the time. Thank you to our guest. So easy for me to say Lambert. Thank you to our guest, Jerry Lambert, for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you liked your first taste of the Delete Everything Podcast.
It's awesome.
20 locations all in Florida.
Told you. It sounds a lot better after Drew edits it. Thank you, guys.
I'm going to let him have this one. I'm not going to redo it. Otherwise, you're going to have to...
Yes, please subscribe to the Delete Everything Patreon. We do have new employees that we need to pay. No, join us on Patreon. It is fun. Those episodes are silly and unhinged and do not have the very necessary framework that we use on our actual episodes.
That is true.
Check us out on Instagram because I'm going to post a bunch of those tonight. That's
I've got
about
some photos
it.
you can use. I'll send them all to you.
Bye.
Bye.
That's wizard business.